vigilante. Resist the system, you know what I'm saying? Feel good right now. Let's get it.
Yeah, hey, minor is the one you want talking to your sons. I can talk about God, I can tell them about drugs. I can show them how to move when they see you in the mud. Get to work and make a brick. It was me and Doc putting everything on the house, investing everything in music, then explain it to the spouse. Came a long way from sleeping on my brother's couch. Really shoot a met, call a op, he a
I done woke up, slept on me, tryna eat with vultures. Y'all look frail, let me feed the culture. Can't get full of the lead and coke, huh? Still sober, y'all OD, follow me. When it rain, follow me. King, yeah, I know the king, Martin Luther King. You ain't really gonna throw, boy, you in a dream. Wake up, y'all don't want it. Down to the white, I better put Milo on it. And let's soon Chico Milo, homie. And if I'm scared, I guess I don't know it. Cause I'm still going still right where the heat at. And where I ain't supposed to be, that's where I be at. And I spit that, sit back, listen to the truth while the sky crack and the Lord gets back. Or somebody wants to get back and they click clack, leave you been back, looking at the syntax. Never left, but I've been back, cross on my bit neck, and I don't rap gospel, I live that. But I'm nothing but a give it. You see me in the club, funny, you was in it. Skip a cosign, shout out to the homie Kendrick. And all I hear is crickets when I run into the critics. Oh well, show tells me a lot when they tell me to rock. Keep my eyebrows raised, smell what I'm cooking. And the sales may drop, yeah, the mail may stop, but they ask for the truth, yeah, I'm a dork. They like, how you do that now? Sound kinda nice, boy, who that down? Is everything real good, true and fair? But you probably wouldn't listen if you knew that down. If you knew that down.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can.
Keep your hands up, keep your chin tucked. It's the one and only Ghost with the shadow in the front. And it is a late night stream today or tonight. Usually I don't usually go live around this time. So whenever hold on, is my audio good? So whenever I do go live around this time, usually, you know, I'm gonna just say like this. Usually when I go live late, it's because I talk about crazy shit. So what's going on, man? Shakur just told Schofield to step in for Cepeda. Let's go. He said that now today. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this real quick before I start talking. I don't want that brightness all the way up. That should be messing with my eyes. Well, I mean, look, man, to be honest with you, Shakur might beat him, bro. Yeah, Shakur. I got Shakur beating Schofield. I mean, at this point in his career, I think it's a little bit too early for Schofield to fight someone like Shakur. You know, I think I like Schofield. I do. I think but I think he's flat-footed, you know. There's nothing wrong with being flat-footed, but if you're flat-footed, you should fight a certain way, especially against someone like Shakur. You know, Shakur might point his ass up all day. You know, and but hey, man, if he steps in, that's good, because to be honest with you, like, I'd rather get these fights, whether they're premature, than to let the shit drag on to like what we usually get. Because a lot of times we're waiting for fights and the shit over what they call it, marinating the fights. That was a close fight. That was a close fight. I mean, he dropped Cepeda, and you know, it's a close. You know, all of Tevin Farmer's losses are close. By the way, I was talking about this in my other live. Like, I feel bad for him in a way, because a lot of his, I'm not gonna say a lot of his losses, but some of his losses were so close. They were so close that you could actually argue that he won. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad, because it's not like, you know, when you have like 2 or 3 losses where they're like close as hell, you would think a couple of them you would get a nod, but it doesn't always work like that, you know. And Tevin Farmer is one of them guys that got like a couple of losses where you could kind of say like, oh, it could have went to him, you know. You know, when his girl was there, and at the end of the fight, you know, she had to console him or whatever because like, I guess she could tell like that shit was hurting him, bro. Yeah, I think and Kid Austin would definitely fight him. Like Schofield will definitely fight him. Like I just think it's a little bit too early, but I'd rather get it now. You know, I'd rather get it now than to not get it. And I don't know about that, Devon. I don't know about that. You know, because I mean, he that would imply that he's scared of Shakur. I don't think many fighters are scared. I don't know. Like, I'm not in the mind of a fighter, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like, if I thought a fighter, the worst he could do to me is outpoint me and beat me every round, to me, that's a lot different than fighting somebody who could really knock me out. I don't know. I'm not a fighter, so I can't say, but I can tell you right now that if I was a fighter and I had to choose between Tank or if I was going to be nervous between Tank and Shakur, I'm going to be nervous for Tank, bro. Tank will put me in the ER. Tank will separate me. I'll go to the shadow realm fighting Tank. Shakur, you know what he's gonna point me up on points. I mean, that's just the truth, bro. That's just the truth. So I don't think Cepeda like that would imply like Cepeda is scared. I don't think Cepeda is scared of him, bro. I mean, if you think it's a duck, Devon, it's cool. It's cool. I'm telling you what I think. I'm just saying. And now, if it was somebody else that like, you know, was like a boogeyman, like just like flatlining people, then I could see that. But I think he probably did get a hand injury. That fight was recent. I mean, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt until we see it. You know, I know you're not. I know you're not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. But but yeah, Kid Austin versus him is a good fight too. But you know, Kid Austin, like I said, I feel like Kid Austin, he's premature. But rather get the fight now than to not get the fight at all. Like Morrell and Benavidez, man. This fight, by the way, Morrell and Benavidez. I'm so glad we are getting this fight, bro. I'm so glad. Like, the more I think about this fight, I get excited. But there's only one thing that really bothers me. It's the fact that it's in February. That's a long time. For it to be in February is a long time. So anything could happen. Like from now to February, anything could happen, bro. Like people could get look. Cepeda just hurt his hand. He'd even start camp. You know, and there's injuries. So that's the only thing that bothers me about the Morrell and Benavidez is that it's all the way in February, bro. And I just don't know. Like something could happen, you know, but they both look eager, you know, to fight each other. I know one thing, what really makes it exciting to me is, you know, I like how David gets, bro. Like David is a straight, like that guy. David is a killer, bro. Like he's got a killer mindset, bro. You know, everybody he fights, he's like, I'm gonna break your jaw. I'm gonna break your jaw. I mean, that's his signature comment. He says to everybody. I think when he says I'm gonna break your jaw, I think he's just, you know, he's trying to compliment you. I think he likes you. Well, if his father's Puerto Rican, then what? I mean, he's got Puerto Rican blood in him, Devon, whether you like it or I like it or not. His father's Puerto Rican, bro. I mean, listen, put it like this, Devon. If a cat, right, had like 30%, I don't know, cougar in it, right? Let's say a cat, or had like, I don't know, for some reason, one of the parents was a I don't know, a mountain lion. Let's just say a mountain lion. It sounds crazy, right? But let's just say that cat, you could say all day, that ain't a mountain lion. That ain't got no mountain lion. It don't matter what you say. The truth is it's got mountain lion blood in it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you could say it, I could say it. It doesn't really matter what me, you, Tycho, or anybody says. At the end of the day, his father's Puerto Rican, so he's got Puerto Rican blood in him. You don't have to accept it. That's like saying, I don't want to admit the sun is hot. Well, you don't have to admit the sun is hot. The sun is hot, bro. All right. You could deny it all day long, but it is what it is. Now, whether he's accepted by his own people in the island is different. But there's like a lot of us that are born in the US, they look at us different. But you still, if you have the blood in you, bro, you have the blood in you. It is what it is. Like you can't erase that either. So, it's like you ever seen like it's very rare, but you'll see a white person that wants to be like, have you ever seen on TV? We Divine, whether he did or not, I think you're missing my point, brother. My point is he did do that to, yes, he did. And it was smart, by the way. It was smart. But at the end of the day, his father is Puerto Rican. Like, it doesn't matter what you or me say. It doesn't change the fact, brother. You know what I mean? So now, did he do it? Of course he did. Of course he did. And it was smart too. He was fighting Oscar Valdez, right? So, listen, he did what he had to do, man. It's business too to sell a fight. And I mean, can you blame Shakur, by the way? Can you blame him? Shakur ain't the biggest ticket seller, Devon. So anything that kid could do that kind of like up the seats, he's gonna do it, So I think it was a smart move. I agree with you though. He did that for that very reason. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, David Morrell and David Benavidez. Bro, that fight really intrigues me, man. It really does because like I said, it would be the first time that David Benavidez is fighting someone that's got more reach than him. Is technically they're the same height exactly, bro. Same height. And he's got more reach than David. And we were talking about this in my last live. A lot of people like to bring up that David Benavidez has more fights than David Morrell. That doesn't mean anything because David Benavidez only had 15 amateur fights. David Morrell had 135. So when it comes to Cubans and it comes to Asians and it comes to those Russians, they have a history of having an extensive amateur background, which to me, they already are ahead of the pack once they go pro, which is why like I look at like a lot of people don't look at amateur, right? They don't look at it, right? I do, especially if they're from Cuba, especially if they're from like Russia or Japan or whatever. Yeah, I definitely look at the amateurs then because they usually have over 100 fights. Is normal. It's normal for a fighter that turns pro from those areas to already have had close to 100 amateur fights. When we look at it, before I get into one of my topics let me show you what I'm talking about here. Make it like this. Okay. Put that there. Hold on, right there. Okay. So I was talking about this in my last live. Here we go. So David Benavidez, right? David Benavidez, can y'all see that by the way? Or do I need to zoom it in? It's at nighttime, so I figure it should be brighter. I'm saying it's nighttime like that shit affects your screen. What the hell am I talking about? Hold on. Okay. So David Benavidez, right here. See, look at his amateur career. It's one sentence. Because usually when I see people talk about David Benavidez and David Morrell, they bring up the fact that David Benavidez has 29 total fights, and David Morrell has oh, hold on, this ain't even the right David Morrell. David Morrell boxer. That's a different person. There you go. So yeah, hold on. So a lot of people like to talk about, David got 29 fights and David Morrell only having 11, right? But when we look at David Benavidez' amateur background, as you see, it's very, very short. One or two sentences. You know, Benavidez, who started boxing at the age of 3, had an amateur record of 15-0, right? Versus David Morrell. During an amateur, Morrell compiled a record of 130-5. He won gold medals at the 2016 Youth World Championships, where he was named best boxer at a tournament, 2017 Cuban National Championships, and the 2018 India Open International Boxing Tournament. So for people saying David Benavidez has more fights than David Morrell, I say to you, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing, because that boy got an extensive amateur background and has won tournaments and won international stuff. Like David Morrell has a lot, and this is why, like, I was actually surprised at Ness from the Boxing Voice, because he talks about Morrell like he's, you know, look, is he proven yet? Obviously, I'm not gonna say like, is he that proven? Because, like, you know, obviously he's only got 11 fights. You know, but I was surprised. Like he should know better. That, like, he's talking like Morrell is some cab driver or something, like what they call. It was very surprising to me. Cause I'm like, he should know better, bro. He knows his boxing. He knows this kid's got 130 amateur fight. And that shit means something. It does. It does. The amateurs. I know a lot of people, they don't look at the amateurs and they think, oh, it's not okay. Yeah. It's not the same as far as there's a point system in the amateurs. And by the way, amateurs in different areas of the world are different. The rules are different. That's number one. I had to learn that. I didn't even know that. Did you know that? That the rules are different in different areas. So for instance, I saw this dude who fought, you know what? When I see these videos, I need to start saving them. That's what I need to do. You know what? That's what I'm gonna start saving these videos so I can show y'all. So I was going through YouTube one day and I found this dude who's an amateur boxer. He was talking all live and everything. And he goes into, like, he was talking about Loma, and he was talking like about how it's different in each country. And he said at the time, like with Americans, like you had to stand a certain way. Meaning like, you know, when Floyd had to do the shoulder roll, well, you wasn't allowed to, you had to be like this. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought you could stand however you want to stand. No. He was saying that at that time, if you was an American or you fought the amateurs, like, that wasn't really allowed. You had to stand a certain way. Or I don't know if that was like years ago or whatever, but I found that interesting. And then I also found out that, like, in some countries that the time is longer, the point system is different. So depending on where you're at, the amateurs might vary a little bit different, but I still feel like the amateurs is very important, especially when it comes to David Morrell, because if he's only got 11 fights, right, then that means prior to him being a professional, he was what? He was still fighting, whether it was amateur or not. He still got 130 versus David Benavidez 15. Now, on David Benavidez' side, those that know, like, when he was coming up, he was training with like Triple G. He was training with like a lot of champions at the time, and he was talking about it during the Caleb Plant. I think it was the Caleb Plant lead up, or the my goodness, the Darrell lead up. You know, he was talking about how, like, he would train with like Triple G and all these other champions. So, I mean, look, the more I think about Morrell and David Benavidez, like, I really get excited. But like I said, the only thing that really bothers me is that it's all the way in February, bro. It's all the way in February. And it's like, damn, that's kind of like, anything can happen. Anything. I'm not trying to jinx nothing. I'm just saying it's the truth. Anything can happen, bro. You know? We've seen, how many times have we seen fighters get injured in the past couple? So Jermell Charlo, didn't he get injured prior to fighting? He was supposed to fight Tim Tszyu, right? He got injured, right? I don't think Jermell ducked Tim Tszyu. I don't think Jermell's scared of anybody, right? You think that you think Cepeda faked a hand injury for Shakur? I don't think so, but okay, whatever. But let's just say he's telling the truth, right? So I mean, you see how like little things can happen. It fights all the way in February, all the way in February. And man, I just hope nothing goes wrong, because the more I think about that fight, it intrigues me because I like, look, I'm a deep thinker. I'm a deep thinker, bro. Like, I'm the type of person that if I buy paper towels, we're just talking paper towels. I will look at every cut, like I'll look at 3 or 4 different companies and the reviews before I buy paper towels. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Like, I do a lot of research. I read up on things. It doesn't make me right, but I like to kind of know about something before I speak on it, because I don't want to look stupid. And if I don't know, then I'm gonna say I don't know. And you know, I was thinking about the David Benavidez and David Morrell fight. And man, I was like, you know, when I was looking up, you know, the amateurs and David Benavidez upcoming, I'm thinking about their styles. And normally when David Benavidez fights, no matter who he fights, I've always said that I feel like the longer the fight goes, the better it favors Benavidez. I've always said that, because if he was going to fight Canelo, right? What was the big question mark people had with Canelo at the, you know, around the time that they thought it was his stamina, right? People always question Canelo's stamina, his gas tank. So people were like, what is Canelo going to do as the fight goes on? You know, Caleb Plant had a questionable gas tank. So when he fought Caleb Plant, you know, people were like, what's Caleb going to do? And, you know, we saw what happened up to round 6. He started slowing down and Benavidez took control of the fight. Boo Boo, I believe, look at the pace that Boo Boo tried to start. I mean, you saw what happened to Boo Boo, but let's just say that fight would have kept going. Boo Boo was going to slow down. Okay. Boo Boo tried to come out and steamroll David and found out the hard way, but he would have slowed down too. So every time David fights, I feel like the longer the fight goes, the better. But in this situation, I'm not so sure. I think the longer the fight goes, it's going to favor Morrell, because Morrell is a counterpuncher, bro. And counterpunchers historically have very good success against technical boxers the longer the fight goes. Like, for instance, my favorite fighter of all time, Tito Trinidad, right? There's been times where he was losing fights against a technical boxer or a person that was probably boxing better, and he came back because of his counterpunching, right? David Reed, remember David Reed with the eye from the Olympics? You know, he wasn't blowing Tito out the water, but he was winning before he got caught. Fernando Vargas was another good fight where Fernando was starting to rally back later rounds. He caught him. I had a list, actually. I was looking at it the other day. Counter punches historically against certain styles, like, to me, technical fighters, especially if they start slowing down, like, I feel like they're favored more later on in the fight. And I feel like David Morrell, the longer the fight goes, I feel like it favors David Morrell, bro. I really do. I feel like it favors him. Because David Benavidez, when he was at 168, he averaged more punches than they came up on. It was interesting because it came up on ESPN one day. Bro, the low blow was like in the second or third, fourth round, bro. You know, all Mexicans always say that, bro. It is what it is, bro. You saw what happened to him. All right? You saw what happened to him. And besides, like, stop what momentum? Fernando got clipped 15 seconds into the fight, bro. Almost got decapitated. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk bad about Fernando because I like Fernando. But every time I bring up that fight, they try to say that, bro. And I'm like, stop what momentum? He got clipped within the first 15 seconds, bro. Damn near was almost dead the first round. Like, what you talking about? Nah, it's all good, man. So I look at Morrell and David Benavidez, right? And, you know, I was watching ESPN one day, and you know who they were talking about? They were talking about Shakur and De Los Santos. and they were bringing up the whole how they broke a record for like the least amount of punches thrown. I don't even know if he was in a title fight or a fight period. Do you remember that? It was such a bad fight. Like that's where people started really having negative. Like before Shakur fought De Los Santos, people already knew Shakur wasn't that much of an exciting fighter. But you got to admit, when he was at 130, he was a lot more exciting than he was at 135. Except with the exception of the first fight he fought at 135 where he knocked the dude out. That Chinese dude, I think it was. Do y'all remember that fight? Yeah, I think Shakur knocked him out early. But other than that, like all his fights at 135 have been, we know how they've been going. But he's not the only one that moves up in weight, and to me feels like they have a different aura to them. Like, yo, listen, I keep it real when it comes to T.O., bro. I keep it real when it comes to T.O. You go back and you look at T.O. at 135 when he fought Magdaleno and fought those other dudes, like, it was different. It was different. T.O. was trying to hurt you, bro. He was trying to get you out of there. And I just feel like maybe he's older now, and it is what it is. T.O.'s still my guy, but I'm not going to, like, lie to myself. Like, he's a different fighter at 140 than he is at 135. Shakur's a different fighter at 135 than he is at 130. Like, he hardly had power at 130. So the fact that he's hardly got any power at 135 makes him even more exciting. But when he fought, when he fought,
I didn't understand that.
Yo, my phone, bro, it does it at the weird times, bro. When he fought De Los Santos, and I think they broke a record for like the least amount of punches thrown or whatever. I was watching ESPN and they were talking about stats and shit, and that's where I found out about when I heard that they were talking about certain fighters about punches thrown per round, and they had like the top list of fighters, and David Benavidez was number 1 at 168. Throwing the most punches in a round, right? We all know how aggressive he is and how offensive he is. But like I said, I usually favor David in the later half of the fight, with Caleb Plant. Even if he was going to fight Canelo's gas tank was, I don't know if it's questionable or not. We know Caleb Plant's was, right? But I just think stylistically, the more that I think about it, I think the longer the fight goes, it favors David Morrell, bro. David Morrell is a very good counterpuncher, and I'm telling you, bro, he's gonna have a field day with how often he's gonna be able to hit David Benavidez, bro. And David Benavidez ain't gonna be able to help himself. That's what's so crazy about it. He's not gonna be able to help himself because number one, David don't run. David's there to fight you, right? So it's almost like. We almost got like a Tim Zeus situation here where it's like too tough for your own good, because I feel like he's gonna give David Morrell a lot of openings to catch him, bro. Look, man, it's a great fight. The more I think about it, it's a great fight, man. It's too far away, bro. February is way too far away. Anything could happen, bro, in February. And yeah. I mean, that don't mean their fight's gonna be bad. That don't mean their fight's gonna be bad, Pounds. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, both of their fights wasn't that exciting at 175. But both of them wasn't. Yeah, I'll admit that. Yeah. But I mean, but then again, right? If you think about it. Do you think David Morrell trained like he's going to train for David? And do you think David trained for the dude at 175 like he's going to train for Morrell? Like, do you think that? Like, I'm pretty sure both of these dudes know that the other guy is dangerous, bro. This is one of those fights. I'm telling you, this is one of those fights, bro, where we don't get very often. We don't get fights like this very often. And, these are one of the fights where, like, the possibility of it not being exciting is extremely low. Extremely low. Is it possible it could be lackluster? Of course. Of course. Somebody could get dropped in the first round. Somebody could get knocked out in the first round. But in all honesty, when you look at these two fighters and you look at their stylistically and just everything just matches up, bro. It matches up. 6'1", 6'1". Morrell, couple inches more reach. David Benavidez, very offensive, very punches and bunches. David Morrell, very crafty and a counter puncher. Bro, it's like one of those jigsaw puzzles and they fit perfectly, bro. Like the odds of it being not an exciting fight is extremely low. Extremely low. Bro, he's got till February, Pounds. He's got till February. Yeah, that's another thing too. I don't understand why they would. I don't understand. I don't understand why they would promote this fight. So like that's like, y'all don't think that's like too far to be doing that shit? Like that's far away. So when did we find out about this fight? 2 weeks ago? Around 2 weeks ago, right? So let's just say the beginning of November. December, January, that's like almost like when is it? On February what? Is it mid-February? Is it early February? Is it late February? When is the fight? When is the fight? Okay, so it's February 1st. It's not that bad. It's February 1st. You know what? Yeah, Pounds, they are. Yeah. They're both got 31, don't they? Yeah, so it's a long time away, bro. And I don't want to get too excited because, bro, somebody could get injured, bro. It is what it is. And as far as it being a pay-per-view, I'm telling you, I'm banking on this fight being so exciting that I feel like that pays for my money right there. And because I do think it's gonna be that type of fight, bro. I just, when I think about it, bro, like anything can happen in boxing, but I feel like this is like a Gotti Ward situation. Like it's gonna be like, because just stylistically, and I feel like both fighters, they're too tough for their own good, right? You know what I mean? Like sort of like David to me has like the same issue that I feel like Boots and Virgil Ortiz has. Like when he fought Andre, to keep it a buck, he steamrolled Andre, but Andre caught him with some shots, bro. And I showed you guys that. He did. He caught him with some shots. And if he had power, I don't know. He caught David clean in the first couple of rounds with some, because David, bro, he throws so many punches. And that's why David Benavidez is so dangerous, because he's so much pressure, bro. That is an immense amount of pressure. And I know you say that he's out of shape, right? David, look. That's the one thing, bro. David, when you say David is out of shape, like I don't understand, because I understand what y'all mean. Y'all looking at his body. Pause. Y'all looking at his body. We already know David's a flabby kid. But when he's in that ring, does he fight like he's out of shape? I mean, that's what throws people off about David. You look at him and you like, look at this flabby kid. He goes in there and he walks you down and he's throwing mad punches, bro. And he's fast. Like it's very looks are deceiving, bro. It's like looking at a nerd and you're like, fuck this kid up, and that kid whoops your ass. Like it's very deceiving. So when you say David is out of shape, I don't think that really how he looks. I mean, even when he came in overweight and lost his belt, he still threw mad punches and still put mad pressure. So, and I think he's too stubborn. He's too stubborn. There's no way in hell Morrell ain't gonna have chances to catch that kid, boy. There's no way. Morrell is a very crafty fighter, bro. Very good counterpuncher. Very good. And people keep sleeping on the fact, bro, he's got 130 amateur fights. David Benavidez got 15, bro. So when people say David Benavidez got 29 fights versus 11, bro, to me, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing to me. And I don't feel like this is, I feel like both of these fighters, I feel like Morrell got more power. I feel like David is more of an accumulation, but I can't see this fight not being exciting, bro. And I feel like it should be talked about and it should be promoted whether you like these guys or not. Because one of the things I was going to talk about, hey, I listen, I don't know what you see, Sergeant. I don't know what you see, but I don't see that. And it's okay to disagree, but I think a lot of people really don't watch Morrell, or they're underestimating him, or they're just basing or maybe they didn't see Morrell fight a lot and they only saw his last fight, which was not a great performance, which David didn't have that great like David wasn't that well either at 175. He fought an old man, but even though the man only had one loss, like, you know, I still think they both won their fight. It wasn't a robbery. Morrell is limited in what way? Can you tell me what you think he's limited in? Because I see David to me has obviously he's got pressure. David's got a good jab. David, I you know, and my damn PC, bro. I had to erase all my files. You know, all those files I have with boxing, I've collected over the past 2 years. They're gone. I had to reset my PC. And I'm pissed, bro. I'm pissed when I even think about it. But one of the SSD that it was on got corrupted and I couldn't save it, man. And I spent so many hours, bro. Just it pisses me off. I spent so many hours. I thought something was wrong with my PC, bro. Let's put it like that. And all that is gone. But I've shown you on all those highlights I done fucking condensed and took my time. I don't even want to think about it. But there's the highlights where I show you with David and Andre. And now that Andre was a southpaw, right? Morrell is a southpaw too. And I showed y'all that when he fought Andre, the main weapon he was using was that overhand, that straight right. But David was throwing that shit every 5 seconds, bro. Sometimes he wasn't even trying to set it up. He was just throwing it. And I've showed that to you plenty of times, numerous times. And he did that because Andre was a southpaw. I believe David Morrell is a southpaw. And I'm telling you, if he does that to David Morrell, if he just goes in there like that, he's going to get clipped, bro. Mark my words. He's going to get clipped. If he doesn't fight David, bro, he better not go in there thinking David is like Andre, bro, because they're both southpaws. He wasn't even setting up that right hand. And man, then again, every fight is different. And Andre did try to, like, out the gate, try to muscle David. You know what I mean? Like, he tried to, and I think David was just trying to match his energy. But I'm telling you, if he does that against Morrell, you know, and I think a lot of people are going to see that this kid is crafty, bro. And when I say crafty like let me see. I'm not saying they fight. I'm not saying they fight like that. I'm not saying he fights like him, but I'm saying he's crafty. Like somebody like a Donaire, like a Nonito Donaire. I'm not saying he fights like him, but Nonito Donaire was very crafty. And what I mean by that is, like, he's very good at counterpunching, and he mixes it up. All right. He mixes it up. He ain't throwing the same shit over and over again. He's making you think. Just when you think he's going upstairs, he's going downstairs. That, to me, he's crafty. He's got, his defense is not that bad. And he's a good counterpuncher. And I think their styles complement each other, bro. I'm not saying that he blows Benavidez out the water. What I'm saying is, when I look at the fight, I know every time I've looked at David fight anybody, I'm like, well, he's taller than him. He's got more reach. He's very offensive. And if this fight goes past 5, David's going to maul him every time, no matter who he fought. When I think of this fight now, I'm like, well, both the same height, Morrell got more reach. And honestly, if the fight goes past 5, I think it favors Morrell. I think the longer the fight goes, it favors Morrell. He's a counterpuncher. And David's gonna let's say David is a little out of shape, which I don't look too much into that, but let's just say he is. If he starts to fade in them later rounds, it could be a recipe for disaster, bro. Like this fight is a great fight, bro. It's a great fight. Regardless of who you're going for, is one of those fights where like you just know it's almost like, you remember when Morales was gonna fight Barrera the first time? Like, did anyone have to tell you that was going to be an exciting fight? Did anyone have to say, "What do you think, Morales and Barrera?" No, you just knew. Or how about when Morales fought Pacquiao? Did you have to go? Did you have to say to somebody, "Hey, I wonder if Pacquiao versus Morales is going to be exciting"? No, you just knew those two dudes, when they fight each other stylistically, they're gonna bang it out. And every time, every check mark I have for David Benavidez, I could put a check mark for David Morrell. At every check mark. David's fast. After both David. Benavidez is fast. Morrell's a counterpuncher. Benavidez got 29 fights. Morrell's got 11. Well, Morrell got 130 amateur fights, and David's got 15. You know what I mean? David's been dropped. David has been dropped by somebody who doesn't, to me, had less power than Morrell. And even though it was fights ago, it still happened. It still happened. It's not like it didn't happen. It's like saying, you know, Canelo was hurt by Cotto's brother many years ago, but it still happened. Like, it's not like it didn't happen. It happened. So I feel like the only thing, like I said, is like it's in February, bro. And I just feel like anything could happen. Such a no. The Haney, no. Everything, no. Everything I did save some stuff like these things right here. I got these. Like,
please. I don't have any time for any.
I got all these.
We get on the scale today. Get it.
Haney Pat, nigga. Haney.
Get over.
I got all that, bro. I got all that.
Bullshit.
I still got that. I still got those clips. I'm talking about. I had accumulated over the years. I had accumulated. So when I'm done watching, like at the end of a night, like let's say like I'm just gonna give an example. Let's say the Canelo and Berlanga pay-per-view, right? So normally what I do is the next day and Monday in the morning, you know, I will rewatch the fights and I will condense the important parts and create a highlight. Like I did the Bacoli and Jared Anderson. You guys know what I do. So I've done that over the years. And I had an SSD. I had folders with like Jared Anderson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. Like it was stacked, bro. All of that's gone. All that, bro. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of fucking. I get pissed off thinking about it, bro. I get pissed off thinking about it. Gone. All of it. Gone. I'll never do that. I'm backing up my shit from now on, bro. Everything I make, I gotta back it up. So yeah, but as far as like I held on to some stuff. Thank God I still got like my intros and stuff like that. I mean, it's not hard to make it, but still, bro, it's still work at the end of the day. I don't get paid for this, you know? So it's like, think about that. I'm putting hours into something that I get. You don't put food on the table. I do this because I like it, right? But still, it's like it's no different than you playing a video game and you spend 20 hours in the game and you just everything's gone. You gonna get pissed. Yeah, it's just a video game still. You still put 20 hours into this shit, bro. You can't take that time back. That's what happened to my PC, bro. That shit got me heated, bro. I do know you're talking about this, right? Let me show you. I know what you're talking about, Sergeant. Hold on. Are you talking about when they had the the stare off? Are you talking about that where the people are in the room, right? And David is like they're taking the picture for like the pay-per-view. You're talking about that, right? Because David did look out of shape and flabby. Bro, first off, that was weeks ago. That was weeks ago. And number two, David. Look, man, the truth is to me, there's two types of fighters, bro. All right. It's two types of fighters. And you guys know this. You guys been watching boxing just like me. There's two types of fighters, bro. You got the one fighter who is in shape all year round. In the gym rat. Mayweather, Crawford, Canelo. Fighters like that, year round. In a way, year round. You don't see them walking around like Stephen Fulton blowing up or David Benavidez blowing up or even my guy Tio at times blowing up a little bit, right? Or Haney, Ryan, those guys, they get in shape when it's time to fight. Shakur, Tank. Recently, Tank, I think it was like last year, Tank started being on the all year round shit. But there's two types of fighters, bro. And David is one of those fighters where in between fights, bro, but to me, that's no concern. It's no concern. Because David Benavidez knows who he's fighting. He knows Morrell is dangerous. Matter of fact, what makes this also interesting is they admit Morrell's dangerous, which was kind of weird because like I'm so used to seeing David Benavidez and his father saying, we're going to kill this motherfucker. We're going to, right? I'm so used to hearing that. It's kind of shocking that you hear them say like, no, Morrell's dangerous. This is going to be a hard fight. Like they know, bro. They know. And Morrell knows. Morrell could lie to you. He could put on a front all you want. Morrell try to put on a front and make it seem like, yo, you ain't going to do nothing. Morrell knows. And if he don't know, his camp know. How do we know his camp knows? Because wasn't his camp the one like last year something say they didn't want to fight Benavidez because they felt like he wasn't ready? So if he's not a threat, then why would you even say that? Why wouldn't you hop on that? So both camps know, bro. I don't think that matters any. I don't think that matters any, bro. Don't matter any. I'm pretty sure he didn't train for that random person like he's going to train for David Benavidez. Pretty sure. And I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should do that. But the truth is some fighters do that. Teofimo Lopez does that. If he feels like he's not fighting somebody up to the standard of Loma, you see how he trains and how the fight looks. But then when he fights somebody that he feels like is a threat, you see how he takes it. I mean, hey, look, it could go either way. I got Benavidez. I don't know who's gonna win, but I got Benavidez getting dropped. I got him getting dropped. I don't know how bad he's going to get hurt, but I got him getting dropped, bro. And all you got to do is go back and look at the last southpaw he fought. And look at what David does, bro. I don't know if you look at things like that, by the way. I'm not trying to question your intelligence. I'm just saying, I look at things like that. Like, Morella's a southpaw, so I look at the southpaw that David Benavidez fought. It's common sense, right? I look at that, and I just see what he does. And he makes mistakes. Like he relies too much on the straight right hand when he fights a southpaw. He relies way too much on it. It's almost like he's throwing it. It's like 50% of his arsenal. It's like 50% of his arsenal. And Morrell is very crafty and has good defense, and he's a good counterpuncher. And I guarantee you he's watching tape, bro. Guarantee you he's watching tape. So I don't know, man. We could it's here nor there, bro. It doesn't matter what any one of us say. I think it's a good fight. I think a lot of people underestimate David Morrell, obviously, because I guess they haven't, I don't know, maybe they haven't seen him, or maybe they haven't heard of him or whatever. you know, I can only go off from what I've seen in his amateur, and he's got an extensive amateur background. He's got a really good amateur background, by the way. Morrell's got a good. I'm gonna keep bringing that up because I think it's a factor. I think it's a factor because people, every time I look online, bro, the first thing people say is, "Come on, man, you got a guy that's 11-0 fighting a guy with 29 fights." That's the first thing they say, and I'm like, yeah. Did you know David Benavidez only's got 15 amateur fights? Do you know that David Morrell had 135 and he's in Cuba, and he was all over the place. He got a medal in India. He got a medal. So think about this, bro. Think about this. He's seeing multiple styles from different countries. That is experience that you don't normally get. That's why, to me, amateur background does make a difference, especially if you're traveling and you're winning medals over here in India. You're winning one over here in Cuba. Let's see it again. Hold on. What does he have? Hold on. This is okay. No, wait, this is David. See, look, Benavidez, who started boxing at the age of 3, has an amateur record of 15-0. David Morrell, an amateur, compiled a record of 130-5. He won gold medals at the 2016 World Championships, where he was named best boxer of the tournament, 2017 Cuban National Championships, and the 2018 India Opening International Boxing Tournament. So, you know, regardless of what you think about that or not, the one takeaway that I take away from that, he's fought many different styles, bro. Many different styles. And boxing fans, especially, I don't know if it's American boxing fans, but I feel like we have a habit of doing a few things. Number one, America is the only place where I feel like they don't really support their fighters. Whereas you see someone like Kambosos who can go to Australia and fill up a damn stadium. And to me, Kambosos is a B- fighter. You got fighters that will support their people where they're from in different countries. Americans don't do that. Number two, if a fighter loses, we are quick to be like, man, he's got it. Like he's done. As if like the greats didn't lose, like Duran and Sugar Ray and like, you know what I mean, Thomas Hearns, like all them dudes lost. You know what I mean? They still were legends, bro. We're the only ones that like we shoot the dude down. We're the only ones that if we don't know somebody, we call them a cab driver. We just like, you know, I don't know why Americans do that, but I'm telling you, I've talked to many fans in the UK and I've talked to people even online from different countries, bro. We are brutal. We are brutal when it comes to people that fight here, bro. We damn near give them no respect. We don't support them. We steal every pay-per-view that comes out. And we love the race card. We love the race card. Welcome to America. I don't love it. I understand this race, but I don't necessarily partake in that. But this is just the truth, bro. Now, I think there's hating no matter where you go in the world. But I mean, I think that's here nor there, but I know from just what I know on YouTube, like I don't trust no motherfucking body. All these dudes are snakes, bro. All these dudes. They'll be quick. I'm telling you, they'll be quick to smile in your face, or they'll take your content and won't even acknowledge you that they got it from you. They don't care. Quick to step on people. We do that here. So I know with David Morrell, I'm not saying he's gonna win, bro. I'm not saying he's gonna win. What I am saying is that I will talk about that fight more often as it gets closer, because I do feel like other areas, okay, so let me start off with what I was going to talk about. Number one, let me make it clear. When I do late night streams like this, right, I don't do them very often, bro. Very rarely do I go live at this time. So when I go live at this time, usually I'm not going to talk like the typical shit, right? It's usually because I'm thinking about something. So I'm gonna be all over the place right now with what I'm gonna say. And so I expect y'all to be like, what? Or and just hear me out. Just hear me out. Number one, I was thinking of the Jake Paul and Tyson event that happened, right? And I'm gonna say this. I feel like when it comes to professional fighters like Amanda and stuff like that, I feel like Jake is great for the sport, bro. I really do. I try to give people credit to where credit is due. And what credit is due is the kid is known and successful. If Teofimo Lopez and Jake Paul was walking down the street, who do you think is going to get recognized? Jake Paul. How about if he walked down the street with Haney? Think people are going to recognize Haney over Jake Paul? No, Jake Paul, right? Only certain fighters, if they were walking down the street with him, would they be like, oh, and that be like Canelo, maybe Tyson Fury, their Tank, even like there are certain fighters where, Pacquiao, Mayweather, like there's certain fighters that everyone kind of knows, but there's a lot of fighters that people just don't know. And Jake Paul is him and his brother. They are influencers, right? So when it comes to that, I kind of like agree with that. He's good for boxing, but like I said, I do a lot of thinking, bro. And before like I buy something, I'll look at reviews and look at the rival companies and shit like that. So I was sitting back and sometimes I think way too much, but I've been thinking about this for a couple of days now. And when I think of the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul situation, I kind of feel like there was a lot more to it than just a fight. I feel like there was a lot more to it. Like, number one, Mike Tyson was not shown in a good light at all in the whole pay-per-view. Not at all. Not even in the least. Here he is, a legend, right? It was all negative, by the way. Had a horrible performance, nearly tripped on the entrance walking in. They showed his bare ass in the back. Now, I was bugging, laughing on that, right? And a lot of people laughed on that. I want you to really think about that, though. This is Netflix. This is like a $1 billion company, bro, if not even more. They know what they're doing, right? That little scene in the back where he turned around and his ass cheeks flapping in the wind or whatever, right? And they're zooming in on it and just, it was weird. It was weird, bro, when I look at it, because it's like, there's no way, like, they didn't know that was going to happen, or like, you know what I mean? Like that's not spontaneous, bro. It's not. And I'm looking at what dudes say and do before they fight and stuff like that. And I'm a firm believer that a lot of people that we know as famous, right? I don't think they all got there from their own doing. Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot. Like, I'm just going to throw out some names. All right. The Paul brothers, Charleston White, Andrew Tate, the Tate brothers, some of those YouTubers that got like 9-10 million, right? Certain musicians that come out of nowhere. I honestly do believe Ice Spice stuff. Like, I do believe these people, I got to be careful with how I say it. I believe there's like a sort of a program. First off, I want to make it clear that they do this knowing that people like me, who like when we do catch on, or when we do, they know that when we try to explain it to people, that we're gonna look crazy. They know that. That's why they don't care. It's almost like if a beautiful ass girl, she's a 10, bro, a model, is trying to, I don't know, take it from a man, but the man don't want it for some odd reason. I don't know, maybe he's gay, I don't know. And he says to her, yo, I'm gonna go to the cops. And she goes, come on now, what you think they're gonna, what you think? You think they're really gonna believe that me tried to do something with you? And you see what I'm saying? It's almost like they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. It's almost like that. But I see symbolism where a lot of places where I go, I see things that are evil where I go. And I'm telling you, from what I see, bro, some of these people are pushed by something else. And the message that they bring taints people. And I'm looking at the Tyson thing, and I'm sorry, bro. It felt like a humiliation ritual. It felt like nothing positive came from that, bro. The man almost tripped on his way to the damn entrance, bro. Like, it was just all bad, all bad. Then Jake Paul, it was kind of funny because a week before he fought, there's these famous YouTubers, and I still got to get his name. But there's these guys that specialize in certain things. Like one guy, he specializes in, like, if you try to do a cryptocurrency, right? I forgot his name. Maybe y'all know him. He could tell if, like, it's a scam. And he tries to say people like, hey, it's a scam. Don't do it. You're going to lose your money, right? And these people do a very deep dive into these people's backgrounds, right? So there was a guy who did a background check into Jake and Mike. Now, a lot of things about Mike I already knew, but it was Jake that was interesting. Just the way how he came from Disney, and the FBI raided his house back in 2019. There was a model who she disappeared. She hasn't been seen to this day, and the news don't even talk about it, right? The news don't even talk about it. It's weird things that with this kid, right? And so I believe, like, also when he talks, I feel like a lot of things he says is scripted. I want to show you something. So after the Tyson fight, what's going on, Hawker? Yeah, a lot of them, yeah, yeah, I'm kind of like getting to that. Like, yeah, there is agendas. There is agendas. So look, he just had one of the most watch events, like, all over the world, right? All over the world, right? And he goes on his brother's podcast. I don't know if you've seen it. The first thing they talk about, yeah, they talk about Mike and everything, but the first thing they talk about is politics, and they spend like almost like a half an hour, right? And then they go into the subject of UAPs or whatever, like, you know how they changed the UFOs to that, and because now they go underwater and stuff. And remember, like 10 years ago, if you try to talk about UFOs, the government would try to act like it doesn't exist. They now ram it down your throat. And they literally have these open sessions at Congress where you could literally watch them talking about incidents that happen. So there's a reason for that, bro. Just think about that. The government just doesn't do things loosely, bro. The media doesn't do things loosely. And a lot of things that they do, if people try to speak out against it, like me and other people, we look like we're crazy. And it's purposely meant like that. That's, if you look at what a conspiracy theory is, conspiracy theory was made up by the CIA, and it's got truth in it. And it's made up so that anybody that tries to talk, you're like, here goes this conspiracy theory guy, here goes because they think you're crazy. But in reality, I'm telling you that the symbolism is everywhere. You see music videos and all types of stuff, right? Some people see it, some people don't. But the point is, with the Tyson fight, I felt weird the whole night. It was just weird. Like there was these actors there wearing the NBA players had these shirts on with certain symbols on it. There was just a lot of weird things, man. And so after the fight, Jake goes on his brother's podcast, and they start talking about politics. Then they start talking about UFOs. Then out of nowhere, I want to show you. Do you guys remember what happened with Logan Paul years ago? There was an incident in Japan. Do you guys remember that? There was an incident where he went to Japan, and there's a forest where people unalive themselves. It was a huge thing. It was a while back. But there's a reason why I'm telling you this. So just bear with me. Oh, and by the way, I told you I'm going to be all over the place. So if you're one of these people that's going to be like, keep it boxing or whatever, look, just leave now, because it is what it is. So let me show you real quick, because I'm going somewhere with this. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. Let me get it out. Just briefly, in case you don't know what happened. This is like 2 minutes long, but just so you understand, because I'm gonna show you what Jake says to his brother. And this shit was weird. So play this first. This is about Logan.
You're fun.
Did you hear what about that YouTuber, what he's going through, Logan Paul?
I did read that. Yeah. He filmed someone who had committed suicide in Japan and he put it on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, I guess there's this forest at the bottom of a volcano or something, and it's called Suicide Forest, or it's nicknamed Suicide Forest because everyone just goes there to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And he was going there supposedly to film how it's haunted, and then they find a body, and it's pretty gross how how the video was.
Okay, so if that's it. That's all I wanted to show you. In case you don't know, right? That happened years ago, right? So, mind you, it was right. And Logan Paul got a lot of stuff with that. Like, he literally got in trouble, almost got sued. A lot of people were trying to cancel him. So Jake is on his brother's podcast and does this today. Was it today or yesterday? He does this. He's talking to his brother, and he comes out of nowhere and says this to him. Where is it at? 33:30, I think it is. I think I'm gonna play it from right here.
The thing about it is, and what I'm noticing, some of these saucers and crafts that they're describing appear more than once. Like, that looks like the same as that, and that looks like the same as that, and there's got to be like a connection. Like, I heard somewhere there's like 5 civilizations of extraterrestrials on the planet, and potentially like warring factions.
Yeah, there's got to be different groups and gangs for sure. They're clicked up like the Bloods and Crips.
Goddamn right, brother.
It's for sure. And they're talking about all the G's and stuff like that. So
all the fucking
hella
G's.
And they're just hella ganged up and shit like that. And they have different whips, like they can't get. Yeah, they need a Rolls Royce 100%. Too. Right on.
Have you heard of the dark forest theory?
Here it is right here. He says, have you heard of the dark forest theory? And look what his brother says to him. And look at how they look at each other, bro.
No, but I'm sure you like talking about forests.
Never mind.
So yeah, that just seemed like very that just seemed weird. Then they start talking about I feel like they throw this shit in our face. So Logan starts talking about like because they're talking about Tyson, they're talking about the Mayweather fight, they're talking about things, right? And then he comes out and says, yeah, we live in an era where you don't know what's real anymore. Like you don't know if people are pretending or if people are. It's like they're telling you, bro. Like shit is scripted, and I truly believe shit like this happens, bro. And let me see.
Drake put 3.
It's 36, I think it is 36.
They don't even
heard. How does that?
They don't even.
That's the most bullshit answer I've ever heard.
Drake. Here we go. Yeah, right here.
For them,
right here.
Because they don't
how do I find out what the truth is? Like, how do I know what the truth is? Actually,
meditation and getting closer to God.
That's the most bullshit answer I've ever heard. How does that tell me what the truth is? Like, if I see a headline on Twitter, I'm like, well, I'm going to meditate to find out if it's true.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like within yourself. You're talking about,
yeah,
like talking about like reading shit online.
Yeah, like is it a man or a woman? Like, I don't know. Like, what does XY chromosomes mean? Like, I don't know.
So the whole purpose is this, bro. These dudes, bro, these dudes and other people, like I do believe like shit is scripted and done for nefarious reasons, bro. I truly believe in the bottom of my heart. I'm gonna tell you this: that whole Mike Tyson thing was weird. And another thing too that I found out about Mike too, and I don't know if a lot of y'all knew this or not. And I know a lot of people aren't gonna like me say, bro. Mike is one of the reasons why I started watching boxing. You know, so I have like as a boxing fan, like, bro, that's Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? But I don't know if a lot of people knew this, but you know, the same guy that did like he did this investigation on Logan Paul, right? He did it on Mike, and he actually found like there's like 10 straight fights, and he shows you short clips of there was a period in the 1980s and the 1990s where newspapers were coming out claiming that all of Mike Tyson's fights were fixed. And then he starts showing you fights where he's clearly missing punches. Did you ever see that? And I knew Tyson was in a couple of fights where it looked weird. Bro, this dude showed like at least 10, bro. And it just made me question a lot of things. It made me question a lot of things. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, you as a boxing fan, you tell me what's going on here. How about that? How about you tell me what's going on here? So you think I'm just like talking? I know people are gonna get, that's Mike. How dare you say that? Okay, well, how about you tell me what's going on here? Okay, no, that's not it. Let me go over here. Let me go over here. Boom. I'll watch later. History. Where is it at? I know I had it here. Let me find it real quick. It's got to be over here somewhere. Oh, and by the way, while I'm looking for it, did you guys see the Paru face-off with Hitchison? That was interesting too. Where they sat across from each other. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Where is it at? Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I know I have it. I think this is it. Yeah. So this is just a couple, but yeah. Now listen, I'm not here to promote anything that like, bro, I'm not saying all of it. I'm just saying when I look at this, your eyes don't lie. That's all I'm saying. Your eyes don't lie. If you see something, you see something, right? So let me get to the part where he starts talking about that. Okay. It starts right here. Goes all the way back from Mike's amateur days. And they start talking about how they always knew Mike was going to be like a money machine, right? And then the guy shows this.
Prominent the fighter becomes, the greater purses he commands, the more interest he generates.
These fights can and do look very realistic. But let's point out some obvious fakes.
He's taken 2 counts. 3. It's all over. I've taken my bows and my curtain call.
Tyson's arm. Here he is. See? Oh, it's the phone. Yeah. You can see his leg.
The champions, we are the
Bro, that one is like, look at that. He didn't even touch him, bro. I was watching this and I was kind of like shocked a little bit, bro. Like how many of these there are.
Tyson misses an uppercut, and the opponent makes a motion as if Tyson hits him in the stomach. This looks rehearsed. He was supposed to go down with a body shot.
And I'm telling, bro, he goes through like, this is almost like, who was here when I did the live on the NFL and people got mad at me? They got mad at me because I did the live and I'm showing you where NFL players are telling you that the NFL is like WWE. And they literally, the dude was up there saying, bro, we were told to lose the Super Bowl. And I'm showing you all this shit. I even showed you where the commissioner was like, yeah, it's scripted. That's why we call it sports entertainment, right? And people got mad at me. I'm just saying, I saw this earlier today. There was a couple of fights that I saw with Mike where I was like, so the Bruce Sheldon, the night that Tupac died, that's one. That's clear as day. He hardly even touched him. Right. But then when this guy goes into it, bro, from the moment they knew Mike could generate money and he was looked like a wrecking ball, like a mean dude, there was just, they even had, he goes into old news articles. You had reporters that were going around saying that his fights are fixed. And then they stopped reporting it. Like they shut them up. And there's like, he gathered like 10 different articles from different times. Literally, the dude, the article is basically on Mike's fights. And I'm watching this and I'm like, I don't know what to think. But I'm also not a person that's gonna, I don't know. I don't ignore things, bro. I'm not like that, bro. I've never been like that. I'm not a follower. I say what I want. I don't care if somebody likes me or not, especially people I don't know. So I'm gonna speak my mind. And I know a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm saying, but my eyes don't lie. My eyes don't lie. You seen that one too, right? This dude. Yeah, it's a look, and I'm not saying all of them, bro, because we've clearly seen where he's knocked people out, but these are questionable, bro. These are like, come on, bro. Like when I saw this one, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? These last two, actually. So this one right here, Mike don't even touch him, bro. Mike don't even touch this kid.
You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it.
He never touched them.
We are the champions. My friend.
This looks rehearsed. He was supposed to go down with a body shot.
Watch this carefully. Because
my friend.
This dude faked the body shot. He faked the body shot.
This looks rehearsed. He was supposed to go down with a body shot.
watch this carefully, because Tyson in the blue is a bomber. He's trained by no other than Cus D'Amato.
This isn't a knockdown. Tyson pushes him down with his left hand, and the opponent is laid out as if he's hit with a power blow. Even the way
Morrell,
Zivamur. And this
He missed that one too. It was just weird watching this, bro. And you know, the dude that he showed there's the Bruce Sheldon one. That was so what? That's 5 so far, right? Did you ever see the Bruce Sheldon one? That one he didn't hit him either. See, look, he's even bringing up old news articles. So this is back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, you had different reporters, like 5 different reporters talking about Tyson fixed fights. And they literally were doing deep dive. Like he saved these newspapers, bro. That's another one. Didn't touch him there either. I'm telling you, bro, there's a whole bunch, bro. And I know people are going to get mad at me. I don't care. You see it with your own eyes, bro. Now I know there's people out there, they see that and they will lie to themselves. They'll say, no, he hit him. I saw him hit him. Okay. I don't know what you saw. I saw the man clearly not get touched. That's fine. If you want to think that, go ahead. I'm telling you what I clearly see with my own eyes numerous times in numerous fights. He hardly even touched him there. Look at this. It's kind of, I don't mean to laugh, bro. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just kind of threw me off, bro, for real. I know, right? Is what I am. No, but when I look at that, and I look at like, so I'm just saying, I'm not saying there's a lot, like for instance, the Morrell and David Benavidez fight, like, bro, come on, bro. You know, that's like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's all like that. The whole purpose of what I'm saying is that I do believe that not everything we see is real. And then that goes to ask me, like, what is the purpose of it, right? So the obvious thing, when you look at the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, Netflix is being sued right now, right? So I think they're getting sued for the whole buffering situation, which, by the way, I don't know if yours buffered, but mine buffered. I had buffering every like 5-10 minutes. My whole TV was buffering. My phone was buffering. When I put it on here, it was buffering. And then you look at the so the only thing you could obviously come up with is, you know, the odds with money, right? But then that doesn't explain, you know, all the symbolism I saw and, you know, them showing Mike's ass. And it's just weird. It's almost like when you see the Super Bowl. And somebody put it in the chat. It's like you see the Super Bowl and or the Olympics, right? What's the first thing they did? The very first thing they did was come out with trans. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, this really happens like in front of your face, bro. And it's like, if you try to say all this stuff, you look like a hater. You look like you're crazy, right? But to me, in my mind, I look like a person that clearly sees something and I'm speaking up on it. I don't make up lies in my mind. I told you there's a person that I know that his wife is cheating on him. He knows his wife is cheating on him. He's got proof. And I'm like, why are you still, what are you doing? You know what he told me? And I think I've told you this before. He's like, I just act like it's not happening because if I acknowledge it, I'm not going to want to face it and I'm going to end up going to prison. So he lies to himself and makes believe that his wife is still being faithful. It's crazy, bro. But there's people like that. There's people that they look at the truth and they're just like, they don't care. They either don't care or they're just in denial. And it's like, it's just weird to me. But then if I say something, I'm wrong or I'm crazy. Nah, bro. I just speak up on what I see. Like, I mean, this is crazy. No. You ain't been telling me. I've been telling you. And I don't think it all is HLD. I don't think it all is. I want to make it clear because, like, for instance, like the Benavidez and David Morrell, like, come on, bro. Like some fights is just like the Barrera, the Morales, like a lot of fights. I'm just saying, let's not act like we've never heard of a rigged fight. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, let's not act like let's not be stupid. Let's not act like the the NFL does not purposely throw. Like, let's come on, bro. Like, are you gonna lie to yourself? Like, I remember the one time I was showing the NFL, the dude got mad at me in the chat. He got mad at me. I'm showing him the commissioner tell you it's fake. He's mad at me. It's almost like when somebody puts something out online. I don't understand this either. A person will put something out online, like on Instagram or something, right? So they're basically telling the whole world. But then they get mad at somebody for like taking that and showing it. They get mad. They're like, why did you do that? What do you mean? Once you upload something to the internet, that's not yours no more, bro. That is the world's access, bro. How you getting mad at another man? If you're on camera, like, I'm talking to myself too. You know how I get mad when one of these dudes come up in here and say something about one of my parents, right? Whose fault is that? That's my fault. That's my fault. How do they know what happened to my parents? Because my dumb ass said something. So now they're gonna use that as fuel or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But can I really blame him? He wouldn't even have known if I didn't open up my mouth. So when people are online mad at other people for other people going around saying things that you put out there, why are you mad? You should have never said nothing. That includes myself. That's why when some of these dudes come up here, like the dude that was imitating Alonzo, that shit was getting me mad. It was. Because he would come up in here and he'd say some shit like, you know, you fatherless or some shit, some crazy shit. It was pissing me off. But then one day, bro, when I woke up in the morning, I thought about it. I'm like, bro, why am I getting, like, I'm the one who told y'all. Like, he wouldn't have known anything if I didn't say anything. So I really can't get that mad at him when I'm the one that put it out there. Oh, you know what? You know the guy that what is this guy's name, bro? He's a real famous guy. He's like a Middle Eastern guy, and he's got a channel. Let me see if I can find him. He's real, like, I don't know this guy's name, but I see him everywhere. And he talks about politics. He talks about sports. He talks about damn near everything. Hold on. Let me see. What is this guy's name? Let me see. No. You stupid, Puto. No, not him, bro. Not him. Nah, this is damn it. I'm gonna find him right now. No, he's listen, when I show him, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. You're gonna know. He's all over the place, bro. Let me see. Nah, you said a Kaka TV? Hey, you know what's so crazy, bro? You know I really call him that, bro. And I really call him that, bro. I swear to you, the other day I was like naming channels in my head. And I'm like, okay. I'm naming big I don't know why I was doing it. I was naming big channels in my head, and I was like, yeah, the Boxing Voice, Blue Blood TV, Kaka TV. I don't know his real name. I just know him as Kaka TV, bro. What's his name? Everybody calls him Kaka. Oh, this is the guy right here. Who is this guy?
Fighting like you getting hit by Devin, undefeated. You got hit by, Tank. What's the difference on the way you felt Haney's hit against Tank?
Well, Haney actually caught me. I mean, Gervonta, I didn't really. It wasn't a hard fight. I was just weak. That's not a hard fight.
Well, by the way, when Ryan says that, like, I kind of believe him. Ryan was weak. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, right. I don't know his name either, bro. He's everywhere. He was on Joe Rogan. He was trying to get Kamala Harris on. He was trying to get what's the dude from Tesla, the famous guy, the dude that's trying to save the world. That's his name? HOD? That's his name? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I've seen okay. Well, this guy right here, the guy that HOD say, go to his channel. Another thing, I'm not going to show it today because I know people get mad or whatever. When I showed it the other time, people got mad. I don't know why are people getting mad at me for showing shit that's out there. Like that's just weird. And if you do get mad at me, like you need to look at yourself. Like I'm not accusing anybody. I'm showing you something. There's another one with this guy where on his channel, it was the first time HOD that I really got a good look at somebody about throwing fights. He interviewed, this is a couple years ago, but it's on his channel. You can find it. He finds this guy that, here, let me drop the link if somebody wants to come on for a couple minutes. He finds this guy who admits to like throwing fights, but he talks to you about how they do it, like how they go about it. And he even mentions one or two fighters that we know, and he doesn't want to get too much into it, but I think one of the fights he fixed was a Riddick Bowe fight, he said. And he goes into like what they say to the other guy, and he's like, there's code. They don't just go up and go, hey, we're trying to fix a fight. He says it doesn't work like that. They had a system where they'll go up to the guy and say something like, it's sort of like a code word, they'll say something like, let me just make an example, something like, hey, I got a fighter who's looking to stay busy. Now, when he says stay busy, that means I'm looking for somebody y'all could take a fall. You know what I mean? And then the other guy will say something like, because he was saying something like that. He was like, and the other guy will say something like, yeah, I got a guy that's in the gym right now. He could probably give you about 4 or 5 rounds. Like that. Like they talk to each other like that. Like it's never direct. And he was breaking this shit down. And, I don't like watching stuff like that because, like I said, when I watched the NFL one broke me. Bro, I'm a huge Eagles fan, bro. Huge Eagles fans, bro. Like this shit broke me, bro. When I found out that when I saw the commissioner say, yeah, we're like the WWE, we're entertainment. It is scripted. I couldn't believe it. What's going on, brother?
¿Qué lo que hay, hermanito? How we doing, man?
What's going on? God bless you for being here like always.
Hey, man, bless you too, my hermano. So we on the rabbit hole. I'm on the rabbit hole too, man. I've been on the JFK rabbit hole this whole weekend.
Well, no, one of the things that the rabbit hole, and this is why I do these lives like late night. Because, if I do like a rare live on, anytime I do like a real late one like this is because I'm going down the rabbit hole. So I was watching, so what started this right here was, how like after 9/11, right? How they have the whole thing where you could, what's going on, Puto? Where you can, there's a law where you could, it's called like the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, so the FOIA Act.
Right. So it, like, for instance, you could say, hey, I'm investigating for research this case. It has to be a closed case, but you could say, can I get the case files, and you pay a fee and you get what the detective, right? And you could do this for a lot of cases. And
bullshit.
I actually started reading something on the CIA's website. And it was in regards to PSYOPs, and that a law was passed and this comes back to the Tyson fight, by the way. So I read something about psyops, and being in the military, psyops, there's different types of psyops, right? But so they have one called like a media psyops, and they got them in colors or whatever. But technically, a psyops is when they use information or an event to alter the way people think about things. So, for instance, it could be fake or it could be real. But for instance, somebody goes to bling bling up a school, right? And then they say, look, he had this type of weapon. We should outlaw them. And then people get scared, like, oh, I don't want that to happen, right? But meanwhile, the whole event they knew it was going to happen. Hey, man, there's a lot of static. Somebody's eating or something. That's you, HLD?
I think that was me, man. My fault.
No, that's okay. Do you want me to put you on mute?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, so that's basically a form of psyop. But there was one, they passed a law like in 2008, 2009, where the media is allowed to use certain figures in social media and Facebook and all that to alter the way people think. And that's one of the things that Trump is trying to take away. So then I go back to this Jake Paul thing, where the guy that did this investigation on Jake Paul and he paid for information. He's like a documentary. It's just like 2 hours long. And I learned shit about Jake Paul that like I really didn't know. Like I found out like the girl went missing at his party and all this type of stuff, and a lot of cryptocurrency scams. And the night of the which boxing fight was it? The one of the boxing fights that he was doing, he got investigated because a lot of accounts were opened up and bets were made, and then the bets found out to be true. They were really accurate. So it's like, how did they know? And so then I'm looking at the whole Mike Tyson thing, and it's like, I do believe in like, rituals and stuff like that. And I look at like, he was not shown in a good light at all. The whole thing, they showed his ass. He tripped on the way to the entrance. You know what I mean? And then like at the end of the fight, you saw what Logan did. When he was like, I don't know, maybe I'll fight Logan, and Logan's like, Mike, I'll fucking kill you, Mike. Like everything was so it just looked weird to me. I felt weird the whole night.
Yeah, man. The ass shit I didn't get, to be honest. Like I'm scratching my head on like the rest of people.
I don't know. That's Mike Tyson being Mike Tyson, man. He's a prison boy. He acts like that.
Some people are like, oh, this is going to bring so many eyes to boxing, bro. But say you're like a dad and you want to bring your son, he's young. Like, you want to see Mike's ass? Really? Is that
I wouldn't trip off that much about it. I mean,
neither would I.
I raised my son like a man, so it doesn't, that's an idiot showing his ass.
No. But HLD, my whole point was that obviously when they did something like that, that's not something that was a mistake. You know what I mean? And but by the way, even the way that scene is set up, by the way, because that's his son interviewing him. Even the way they even brought up that, just the way they went about it, you could tell it was like they were ready. Let's get the cameras rolling, knowing that Mike is standing there in his ass cheeks, and Mike is crazy. He don't care.
Mike has been in prison accused of guilty of rape. Like, there's nothing to humiliate this man more about, in my opinion. He got paid. He did the show. Whether they planned that out to make it more, oh my God, an extravaganza, maybe, whatever. But I don't think it's a ritual. And this, I think more rituals happen to people who are coming into the game and are trying, hey, you're gonna do this to you, you do that, and if we get through it, we're gonna hook you up with so many movie deals, so many record deals, so many whatever. But Mike has already played out.
I'm along the lines of Puro, where I feel like, because look, at the end of the day, the women's fight was by far the best, right? And you know what kind of got me upset too? I saw this dude, bro. This dude was hating so much, bro. He did a live and he was trying to shit on the whole event, and he made fun of Amanda and Katie. He was like, look, these girls don't even block. Their head is up in the air. And I'm looking at them like, bro, they're women, number one. Number two, for women, they threw on a fight, 2 fights already. That's like more action packed than some of the men that we see. You know what I mean? It's like, are you out of your mind?
Their last fight was fight of the year, and this fight's going to end up being fight of the year too.
Right. So I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like seriously.
You want to see something? Hey, I sent you a clip about the rigging and everything else of Dominique Wilkins, of what made him retire.
Okay.
This is in his own words, and it doesn't get more clear than this. Sports are rigged.
Yeah, look, when I don't know if you saw the live that I did on the NFL, people were actually mad at me in the comments, bro. And I'm like, bro, don't get mad at me. But it's like the more I showed them, the more upset they were getting with me. Because
my old man is in the 70s and he watches football. I stopped watching a lot of games because I just know they're rigged.
Right. Listen.
And he's disappointed. He's looking at it and he tells me, oh, ta mierda, man. And it is fixed. Look at that.
It's disappointing. It is.
And he's starting to realize this.
Think about it. There's nothing wrong with WWE. We know the WWE is scripted, right? But that's a totally different thing. But when you think of two teams playing and you got a favorite team, you want the fact that they're both playing each other at 100%, and so one team could honestly win. But when you find out shit is predetermined or the refs are doing this, and it takes a lot of the excitement out of it. So, and I'm not trying to say like that's what happened with Mike's career. I'm not saying that because Mike is instrumental for my career, but I'm saying I watched this guy compile 8 or 9 straight Tyson fights from the amateurs to the pros, and he even had newspaper clippings of reporters at the time that were saying that, yo, we got proof that his fights are fixed. And this, I didn't know this. And the shit, like all I remember, the one that was questionable to me was the night that Mike Tyson died. And the only reason why it stuck out to me is because that's the night that Mike Tyson died. And I think that's the Bruce Sheldon fight, I believe. That was another one that he didn't even show, by the way. Let me see. Tyson and Sheldon.
Well, there's one fight that I know that it was with his best friend, and I think it is Sheldon. And he admits, yo, man, there's nothing wrong with giving your best friend, a paycheck.
Yeah, this is it right here. I mean, it's sad in a way because, like, as a boxing fan, you're like, when I start doing this shit, I don't want to know too much because the last thing I want to do is look at boxing the way I look at the NFL, because then I'm gonna just stop. And I don't want to do that because I love boxing and I don't think all boxing is rigged. I don't. But I am saying some of this stuff you see with your own eyes, and it's like, what can you say about it, bro? Like, what can you say?
Yeah, that's the one. That's his best friend. I think that's the one.
And then they showed you the other ones with the white. Yo, did you see the one where the dude, where the dude pretended he got hit in the stomach? Did you see that one?
Yeah, that's how when you're playing it. Play that clip, or you're Dominic Wilkins. What he says.
Hold on, let me see. All right, hold on.
It's blatant, bro.
Yeah, some of
the difference between WWE and sports is the nuance that we already know that WWE is scripted. Yet they do when they jump, they hurt themselves. When they all that shit, there's no faking the hitting each other. I mean, yeah, not all blows are full blows, obviously not, but they do hurt each other. And now in sports, the nuance is we expect this to be legit. So we already with our mindset of it being legit.
This doesn't have any music, does it?
No music. Just them conversating.
The one time you showed me something, bro, all I did was play like 5 seconds of it, and they tried to take my whole shit down. Hold on.
This is on the night of when David Robinson scored 70 points. I don't know if you remember that back then.
I remember Sterling actually our coach came along and he said, you guys don't be upset, but I've been told to take y'all out after the first 5 minutes of the game because Sterling want to see David Robinson keep the scoring title in the West. He didn't want Shaquille O'Neal to get the scoring title in the East.
I remember when he hit 60 or something like that.
70.
70.
And 70. He had
Time out.
43
So
at
that
half.
game was fixed. He told y'all that y'all not gonna play because he want them.
Check this out. And if you go back and watch that game, we didn't play after that.
I remember Dave Robinson.
And I remember
70,
walking off the
but I don't know
the end of the game, and I'm out. They can't offer me enough. I'm done.
You are done.
Backstory on the history. I remember that 70. I remember that being
Yes,
the game.
yes, Mark Jackson and Ron Harper. They tell you.
And you know what, HOD? That's very similar to the one in the NFL where the guy retired from the Tampa Bay Bucks, where he said what crushed him and made him retire was his mom was watching this. I gotta find that one too. His mom was there, and it was like his dream. His parents were there to watch him play in the Super Bowl, and he says at the halftime they tell everybody that hey, God, we ain't gonna win this. And then when he went back out to his mom, he's like, Mom, we're not gonna win this. And she's like, No, son, don't have that attitude. He's like, No, Mom, we're not gonna win this. She's like, No, you don't talk like that. And she couldn't even grasp what he was saying. He quit after that. And then that's when they came out with the refs came out saying that they rigged the games, right? And then that's when the commissioner came out and admitted that it was like WWE. And then from there on, they started releasing little shit like where the dudes that do the one-handed catch, how they got those gloves now that they're like that, and then they got the little magnet where they actually show you how that works, where that's how you see a kick that kind of goes like this, and then it finally goes like that. It's just weird, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't want to watch football ever again.
That's how you see Amanda Serrano beat the shit out of Katie Taylor, and they still give it to her.
But it does, man. It makes you not want to watch shit no more, and I don't want to do that with boxing, bro. Because listen, in a way, boxing saved my life in a way, bro. I'm not gonna say like literally, but I grew up in a bad area, man. And there's a lot of times where I stayed home to just watch boxing because every time I was going outside, I was getting in fights and in trouble. But if I stayed home and I would watch boxing, it would keep me out of trouble, And boxing was something that I could, my family was very, very involved with boxing. Like we were all boxing heads. My cousins are boxing heads. Like we all love boxing. So it was something that like, it's a part of my childhood. So the last thing I want is to like, think of it that way. Now I do know there's a lot of real fights, but I'm just saying when I see stuff like that blatantly in my face, the dude shows like 8 straight Tyson fights, bro. And they're like, come on, the guy's hardly getting hit. The one dude, he doesn't even hit him in the stomach. And the guy goes like, he does a fake thing. And it's like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And it's like, I don't even remember this. I'm like, I don't even remember this. But, when you look at how Mike was moving the needle at the time, when I think about the money and everything that's involved with things, that's when it starts to make sense to me. But then it doesn't make it feel any better,
I stopped betting on sports for maybe 2.5 years now. After I read several articles, and you read the law. When you read the law about sport gambling and how it's allowed, and how it's allowed for networks, promoters, owners of leagues to rig the game as they see fit to help enhance, to sell future tickets and make better sales of the entertainment without them using money to corrupt people. It's legal. And so how do they keep on it? Like, yo, referees, the game needs to go my way. You want to be here next week, right? We'll give you another paycheck. Keep on doing what we tell you.
Hey, this was right here what made me stop watching the NFL. I remember seeing this, and I was actually, I forgot where I was at, but I remember I watched this, and I couldn't believe it. This is on NBC, by the way.
And suggested that Tom Brady was at least generally aware. We get late details from NBC's Peter Alexander.
This video has been blowing up on the web over the last few days, causing NFL fans great anger after the Patriots upset the Jacksonville Jaguars to advance to the Super Bowl for the 10th time. If you look closely, this referee appears to be celebrating the touchdown with the Patriots when he should have been officiating the game. This video has fans crying foul and forced the league to finally acknowledge that the NFL games are sometimes fixed in order to drive revenue and ratings. Watch that again. The same referee congratulating Tom Brady after the upset. Not only did the video cause NFL fans to hemorrhage from their brains, it also caused uproar with the players. Denver Broncos star TJ Ward simply tweeted, "Rigged, shaking my head." The next morning, Jaguars cornerback Jalen Ramsey confirms everyone's suspicions when he admits, "Coach told us in the middle of the fourth to give the game to New England. We didn't want to, but commissioners said it's best for the league." Ramsey quickly deleted the tweet, but it seems it was already too late. Reports out of New York indicate that Roger Goodell has permanently banned Ramsey from the league in response to his tweet. In an interview this morning, Colin Cowherd grilled Goodell over the ban and asked if he had maybe taken things too far.
Is it realistic to say, listen, NFL, this is the one part of your content you're not going to be able to control. Lighten up on Twitter, NFL, and let the kids talk?
Well, so right here is where the commissioner admits.
And several violations of Goodell policy. After his interview, Goodell held an emergency press conference acknowledging he made several mistakes and eventually admitted to having games rigged in order to create a super dynasty.
Over the past several weeks, we have seen all too much of the NFL doing wrong. That starts with me. I got it wrong. I made a mistake, and I'm sorry for that.
What fans don't realize is that this press release only came out after WFKE News obtained an unreleased interview between former NFL referee Richard Ndabu and Jim Rome, where Ndabu admits to rigging games in order to not only drive up ratings and revenue, but also help him and his colleagues win bets.
You didn't just share information and help your buddies. You actually started to bet on the games. Correct. How did that happen? How come?
It's just sad, bro. When I saw that, I stopped watching the NFL, bro.
Hey, was that a legit video right there of NBC reporter, or was that somebody dubbing over the screen of NBC video?
No, that's legit. I even got one where the player calls in himself.
No, but I'm just focusing on this video because when Goodell is talking, what is he talking about? There's no context. He's just saying I got it wrong. But what did he get wrong? He doesn't say I got it. He just says I got wrong. More into the narrative what the guy is talking about or the reporter. But what did he say he was wrong about? He didn't say I'm wrong for rigging games. I'm wrong for making a dynasty.
Because Jalen Ramsey had said on Twitter that that it was rigged, and he actually fired Jalen Ramsey. And then I actually fast forwarded too, by the way.
I'm just trying to get the whole context because that's how easily people put with
let me explain. I fast forward the part where he does an interview on the phone with the dude that you saw that I don't know.
Jalen Ramsey.
No, the white guy. I don't know who he is, but he's doing an interview with him in regards to Jalen Ramsey.
Tim Donaghy.
Yeah, him. And he's telling him why he fired Jalen Ramsey because basically, in so many words, I told him or players know not to talk about that. And then the next day, that's when he had that little speech. And I understand what you're saying, but I actually remembered when this happened, is what I'm saying. I remembered when this happened.
I'm just trying to remember because I'm just watching it. Who's the reporter? Is NBC from what? Chicago, New York, California, LA, what?
That particular video I think is a bit doctored, bro. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but Tim Donaghy is an NBA ref that was
right. That's an NBA ref. He's the one who went to prison, right?
No. That guy is the NBA ref. That's right. That guy is. But didn't he admit to throwing games too?
Yeah, he went to jail for that.
He was the one that got caught.
So then that's even worse.
Yeah, he got caught for that in the 90s.
That's even worse.
So that's video. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're wrong.
So that's
right?
That's the NBA.
That's the point. You kind of caught what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
now I see what you're saying. Hold on. There's another one right here. Well, watch this. This one's crazy too.
Because like when he just said that part, I'm like, okay, but why didn't they let him finish? I was wrong for. Hold on, where's the guy that calls fucking my sister-in-law. I don't know what he was saying after that. You know what I mean?
Hold on, there's the one right here.
Sports have their scandals back in the day, recent, and that shit.
The player. This is the one where the player calls in and he's trying to explain to them what's going on, and they literally aren't even understanding what he's telling them.
Yeah, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. He's my buddy.
No, but I've been down. This past few days was all on JFK rabbit hole, man. Reading the Warren Commission. Yo, man, these motherfuckers, bro. There's a lot of psyops. There's a lot of bullshit.
How about this? I mean, look, I don't even have to go into this, but right here you got what's his name? This guy's a famous player, Pat McCaffrey.
Oh yeah, the guy from the 49ers.
Okay, here he is. He's literally the title of his video. It's obvious that the NFL referees have cheated for the cheat.
Oh, that guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You see? And that's, I mean, right there. I'm showing it to you right there.
Butch. I don't know if you know that they're still winning the games whenever it comes down to it. Now, they're saying that the refs are helping. Whoa. They're saying that they're cheating. They're saying that the NFL.
You see, he's literally an NFL player. And then on top of that, you got the ones with, you got to watch the ones with where the balls are manufactured, bro. The ones where they got the dude from the Green Bay Packers. He was a backup quarterback at the time. I don't know, was he a backup quarterback or a starter? I forgot. But they use him to sponsor it, and they clearly say, and when they're promoting the gloves, that the gloves are they're not legal in college and high school games, but they are.
Yeah, but they made them legal in the NFL. The sticky gloves.
Yeah, the sticky gloves.
Tom fucking Brady with the Deflategate and shit, bro. I mean, they all do their little fucking things, you know.
So the whole purpose is this. Look, when I was looking at a lot of things the other day, I didn't know a lot of the ones that I saw with Mike, because bro, like I grew up on Mike, you know, and I do remember there was a couple that looked kind of weird to me, but when I'm looking at what this guy compiled, and then you actually see the actual newspaper articles, and he actually has these he actually got a couple of interviews where they were talking about it. Now these guys were basically saying that they at the time they were saying that they believe and were hearing that his fights were rigged, which caused more people to actually look at his fights. And then that's when you actually see the ones where he's not even hardly touching them and they're going down. But then that makes me think that it's only with certain fighters, maybe fighters that move the needle a lot. I don't know, because I know we've all seen real fights, bro. Let's not act. I mean, Tim Tszyu and Bakram. I mean, come on, bro. Yeah, that's just real as they come. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
But if you saw that video, that guy repeated exactly what I said.
Huh?
You could rig the games. They could rig them as long as it's to help generate more money, more revenue, more eyeballs to the product, and that's how it is. That's why.
Shouldn't that be illegal?
It's not illegal as long as you're not corrupting the officials with money, right? As long as you're not corrupting them with money. I gotta send you the artists. You can understand how the law works. As long as you're not paying these people with money, so that you got to throw this game and this and that for money. It's as long as you say, look, man, like you said, Dominic Wilkins, just take out the guys. We want David Robinson to win the scoring title.
And that's
right?
what I'm trying to tell you, Shadow. Like humans are like that. To be honest, like if you can convince yourself and have a loose definition of what cheating is or what isn't allowed, bro. Like you could say everything is rigged, bro. Like your job because you didn't get a promotion, this, that, and the other. You get what I'm saying? It's like an actual thing for humans, bro. Humans, if they believe it enough, they'll see what they want to see.
Yeah, but once you know the basis of the law and how it works, it is what it is.
I understand what Puto's saying. That's almost like saying, when people say, "Oh, I see the number 33 everywhere," right? It's like you could actually start seeing it more. You just wasn't paying attention. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, men can have babies. People fucking believe that.
Yeah, there's people.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know where the fuck that came
I'm
from.
just saying it because they put it in their heads. They
That's
believe
where
it.
it came from, bro. I know the exact year, the day, and everything when that came from.
What came from?
The Men Can Have Babies. It was a movie in 1994. I believe it came out Christmas time. It was a Christmas movie. It was called Junior. Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I remember that.
They put that shit in literally in people's view. Before that,
Subliminal messages,
people
yeah.
are not that stupid. Bro.
Yeah, and by the way, you want to
Go
know
to every college campus today and any high. Go to Harvard campus and tell these people, can men have babies? And they're gonna tell you yes.
Hey, yo, you know what's a crazy rabbit hole to do? Whenever you get a chance, go down the Disney rabbit hole with the Little Mermaid and the Peter Pan and everything like that. And you look at like a lot of sexual things were happening in those movies. And I actually remember watching it as a kid. Like they show you like where the dude gets a boner and shit and all types of shit, bro. And
But they were so hard to decipher that way. So unless somebody pointed it out to you right now, you don't think of any of that. Somebody had to really like look into that shit.
Well,
you just look it.
But it's what I'm saying.
A rabbit hole. That shit's facts that happens in actual history.
But look, the thing is this though. the way that the things are set up, especially with a lot of like conspiracy theories and stuff, and this is the actual truth. You go up and look up where conspiracy theories came from. It came from the CIA. And the conspiracy theories itself always have truth in them. And it's made so that when people point it out, we look like we're fucking crazy. That's the whole point of it. So it's almost like, you know, when like I said, if a begging ass model tried to, I don't know, take sex from a guy and he really didn't want it and says, I'm gonna call the cops, she's like, go ahead, like you're gonna look stupid. Do you think
let me tell you how bad psyops is. In the Warren Commission that I'm reading, there's a magic bullet theory from the shooting of John F. Kennedy. A bullet went through John F. Kennedy, went into the governor that was in the front seat, back of his through the right side of his back, traveled across his chest cavity, came out the left side, shot him in the forearm of his right arm, then traveled down, broke his wrist, came out, and then it shot him in the left leg. One bullet.
Yeah, they call it the magic bullet. Yeah.
And then the bullet, they ended up finding it on the gurney, and the bullet is intact, bro. So you see how the gaslighting and bullshit. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, man. It's always been real.
There's the one where I found there is I was looking up the different types of code names that they have for psyops and stuff. They have let me see. I know that the social media psyops and social media is kind of obvious, but like propaganda, warfare, all that stuff, information, it like that's the shit where like it makes sense to me, but that's the shit that makes me not want to go on social media, not want to. And then it's like I think that's the purpose of it. It's like when you find out, like, because that's why I wanted to show, like, that's what Logan Paul was trying to say in that interview. He was trying to like throw it in people's faces. He's like, you know, like you don't know what's real. You don't know if people are throwing fights. You don't know if people are lying. You don't know if it's fake news. You don't know if it's AI. And then you mix the real stuff in there. So now people just don't know, you know, and it's just weird. Like, you know, but I'll tell you what, did you know about those early fights with Mike?
I know the one with the best friend for a fact. That one I did know. I didn't know. But I do know of the ones that I know of 3 of them with Wilder. You know what I mean? And so I know.
Wilder was just Malik Scott.
No.
Okay, I got you.
There's one early on. It was in, you know, when he started out, and he totally missed the dude, but the dude fell just like the one of Mike Tyson you showed.
Yeah, Malik Scott definitely took a dive, bro. Like it was a bad performance. Like he's not a good actor.
Yeah.
And that second championship fight, like when he had the rematch with forgot that dude's name.
Oh! You're the one he flatlined through the ropes.
Yeah, that dude. That was fake as fuck.
How's that fake, bro? He
didn't land the punch. He didn't land the punch. He didn't land the punch.
Get the fuck out of here.
Watch it again. I watched it again. Like I thought it was crazy too until I watched it.
No way. You're talking about the one where he flatlined him through the ropes, right?
Yeah, the rematch one. That's the guy I forgot his name.
No. I'm talking about Malik Scott. That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, Malik Scott.
Yeah. The one that he goes through the ropes. That's Berbain Stavern. No, he caught that motherfucker.
This one is hilarious right here, bro. This one's the funniest one right here. I actually almost choked. I was eating something.
Tyson misses an uppercut, and the opponent makes a motion as if Tyson hits him in the stomach. This looks rehearsed.
Who's the opponent, Shadow?
Oh man, I don't know. There's like 8 of them on here, bro. I know one of them is Bruce Seldon. Let me see. Who's this white guy over here? Where's the one where this one was another one. Look at this one.
Because I saw all of them live, and I remember 80% of them vividly when they happened. Only one I ever questioned was Clifford ATN.
Yeah, he doesn't even touch this guy here, bro.
Virgil Ortiz put out a question today. Hey, Can you tickle your way out of a submission in MMA?
Huh?
Virgil Ortiz, he puts out a. Can you tickle your way out of a submission in MMA?
Why would he say that?
The gay porn, you have to ask him.
I don't know where he got that. I'm like, bro, dude must wear, but I tell him if you pay him enough. But yeah, I'm like, anything is possible, man.
I just think there's fake and real, and that's
It's a mix of both. It's a mix of both. If you listen to WWE wrestlers when they talking about their stuff, like after they retire and they're talking, there's a lot of podcasts and they're telling their stories and stuff. And yeah, they're sometimes there's real beef and sometimes there isn't.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a little bit of both. The thing is that you already come into WWE thinking it's scripted. When you come into professional sports, you don't come into it with thinking it's scripted, but they do.
Right, and that's why I said to this guy, I gotta find the one with this guy right here. But this guy right here, he's got the I gotta find it, but he's got the guy on there where I think he admits to a Riddick Bowe one and some other fights, but he also says that a lot of it is real. He's like, there are real fights, it's just like he's like you just don't know sometimes because some dudes purposely get hit to throw fights and stuff. So it's like it's like I don't want to hear that shit though, because it's like, but then again, when I do see fights like Tim Tszyu, Bakram, Ortiz, Boachuk, right? Like fights like that, like I mean, come on, bro. Like if you really took a dive, you took a fucking ass whooping to take that dive. Like that's crazy. And if you're gonna take an ass whooping like that, then fine. I mean, that is entertaining.
Sometimes the fighter doesn't cooperate. Like maybe you get a fight that it's set up for you to be showcased, but you find all right, this guy, you're supposed to knock him out, and then it comes out to be that the guy's tougher than you thought, and you can't knock him out. Right, you know what I mean. So you got that too. You got set up fights, and you got fights that then they have to put up to the judges to fix it.
By the way, Pudo, I got your message. I got a notification earlier that said
I just tagged you on my video, bro.
You tagged me. No, it was an interesting video. So that's kind of it. That is interesting because me and HOD was the last week we were dumbfounded how Amanda lost, right? And we were going through the scorecards and the punch stats and, right here. But did you know also it said that, Serrano landed 324 landed punches are the most by any female fighter in CompuBox history. So she also had broke a record. And then we were seeing like all the whiteout on the card. But then I remember HLD saying there's a third person who
the supervisor right there. If you look at the thing on the top, Tina something her name is, or Tina.
Right.
She's the supervisor. These judges and the ref is implemented and supervised by the WBA.
Yeah.
And this is the lady who supervises. That bitch has been on every fucking cheating shit that WBA's ever done.
Pudo, who you think won the Serrano? And now, by the way, just so in case you guys want to know. I know HOD disagrees, but I gave Katie Taylor the first fight. I gave her the first fight.
Okay.
Who you think won the first and second fight?
Oh, the first fight, Serrano. Second fight, Serrano. I think she won them both. The first one was a lot closer than the second.
Yeah, the first one was
exactly. It was close. I would have. It could have been a 6-4. It could have been 6-4 the first one, but I thought Amanda on this one had it easy to me, 7-3.
You know what made it so much easier?
Easily to me.
Right. Not only that, but you know what made it so crazy for me though? It was the point deduction on top of that.
And I think for a fact Amanda won 8, 9, and 10. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. It got really sloppy after the headbutt. After the headbutt got super.
I saw. There's people getting mad that people are like. First off, this is boxing, right? If it's a close fight, people are going to be like, hey, listen, I disagree. This is just part of the sport. This is what we do. We talk about shit. You know what I mean? We talk it out or whatever, instead of saying, I'll kill you or whatever, you explain why you think the person won or lost or whatever, right? I saw people like they're upset with like why people are like, oh, why are they even saying Amanda won? Because we think she won, motherfucker. That's why. because we think
my thing is that overall the niche of the sport, we try to make this so damn fucking highly scientific and talking to score a fucking fight when it's not. Oh my god, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, football's harder to understand. So if you listen to Steve Weisfeld, actually I got a clip that I put up, Nate. It's only a minute. He explains basically what it is, and it comes down to punches in the scoring zone, obviously, effective aggressor, ring generalship, but the most important criteria really is landing punches. There's enough to go on when you focus on the one thing. The punches that land, the number of punches, the hardness of the punches.
You've been on my live actually, where because I've used his scoring criteria before, Steve Weinsfeld, and you've been on my lives when we talked about it. We did it when after the TO and all
that defense. And look, like Amanda was, what's her name? Katie was landing combinations. Yes. Were they effective? I don't know how. They never deterred Amanda. What punches deterred Amanda? Compared to Amanda deterring her.
She was to Katie's credit. To Katie's credit, I even look back at my live. I was actually saying, like, one of the things that I noticed with Amanda is that, and it's because she's a dog, you know what I mean, because she's got heart or whatever. But I was like, damn, if she just would cover up, because there was some rounds where like Katie was catching her, but every time she caught Amanda was trying to fire back. Sort of like a Virgil Ortiz situation.
But why isn't that same logic used on Katie? Yo, bitch, you're getting hit like a fucking drum. Why ain't you doing nothing?
I did use that same.
You know what I mean? But that's what I hear. If Amanda would have, well, hell, she was getting the shit beat out of her. Why didn't she cover?
No, I'm saying.
But you don't hear nobody saying that.
Yeah, that is.
You don't want to say it, bro.
Right, that's right. Hold on. The lady who's beating the shit out of the other one the most, you're telling me that she has to cover up more than the girl who's getting the shit beat out of?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I only said that because, obviously deep down inside, there's a part of me that wanted Amanda to win, because I don't care what anybody says, man or female, and this is an opinion, but I feel like
she would have lost.
I feel like she represents Puerto Rico. She's probably like the best fighter that we have, period, right now. That is known with accomplishments, bro. That is known with accomplishments right now. And I'm not. It is what it is. And but the reason why I pointed it out more is because I guess I noticed it more, because to me she clearly was winning the beginning of the fight, and then with the. But then again, I agree too. The last 3 rounds, especially the last round. I don't understand when what did they give her on the last round?
They gave Katie Taylor around 9 and 10, bro.
Yeah, they did. See,
and those were the rounds that Amanda threw the most and landed the most.
Right. That's what the CompuBox numbers said.
Hey, Shadow Ghost, look at all that whiteout, bro, on that scorecard, bro.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Fucking whiteout.
We were talking about all the whiteout and shit. That's why the video that you sent me today was so informative, because the guy's telling you how to hey, listen, I'm always open to learning. I don't sit here. I'm not one of these guys that go, I was the first one to, you ever hear somebody do that? I was the first one in this community to talk about this or to do this. Bro, I don't, it is what it is, bro. I don't do that. I'm always open to learning, bro. I don't know everything. I get shit wrong. I get fights wrong. You know what I mean? And I was looking at the video earlier.
Learn how to score a fight, bro.
No, I like the video because it gives me some information. The dude's teaching people how to score a fight.
So Amanda landed, how many said 324 punches, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the right one. This is Tyson and Jake Paul.
So yeah, I got it right in front of me.
Here.
She landed 324 punches. Amanda landed 125 of those punches in rounds 9 and 10. In 2 rounds, she landed a third of those punches. And they still gave it to Katie Taylor.
CompuBox is there to confuse you, by the way.
So look. This is inside the numbers, word for word. Listen to this.
Go ahead.
Serrano closed the show by landing 125 out of 216 punches in 2 minutes in rounds 9 and 10. Serrano's 324 total landed punches were the most landed by any female fighter in CompuBox history. So they're literally pointing out that in rounds 9 and 10, she landed 125 out of 216 punches, and then they remind you that these are 2-minute rounds.
Look, even Katie Taylor, her expression was that she didn't win the fight, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I got this for you here.
That video that I live premiered a couple hours ago, Shadow, go to minute 5 and 58, bro. This is a fucking common misconception in boxing.
Hold
like
on.
he makes it clear, bro. And trust me, you don't see what it is.
Where do you want me to go? What part?
Minute 5:58 of that video, bro.
Okay,
minute 5:58. He poses a question and he asks
a minute 58.
Oh no, 5 minutes 58 seconds. Excuse me.
5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the big screen. Hold on. 5 minutes and 58. Hold on. 5 minutes 58. Let me just get it up right here.
The only guy on Team Katie who thought I won that fight and was happy overselling it was Eddie Hearn.
Okay, hold on right here. Here we go. I'm gonna just play it a couple seconds before.
Cool.
Are considered for defense. However, the upper portions of the arms are scoring areas. However, you must use judgment. Be fair to both fighters. Let me ask you a question. Can a fighter win a round with defense alone? Ask him the question. I want to hear their answer.
Who's the guy talking?
It said no.
Dwayne Ford, Hall of
Hold
Famer.
on, hold on. Let me. Come on, HLD. You could have asked that afterwards. Hold on. I got to go back. Hold on.
My bad.
No, you good. I just want.
Puro.
Oh, that was Puro. I thought that was HLD. Oh, my bad.
No, it was HLD that asked. But I answered.
Okay.
You see how I up that?
I'm gonna play it again. The guy. Yeah, I heard that. You slick bastard. He said he's asking these kids, can you win a fight off defense alone? I want to hear their answer.
Be fair to both fighters. Let me ask you a question. Can a fighter win a round with defense alone? Ask him the question. I want to hear their answer.
Some of them knocked their head. They said no.
No. Very good.
And you know why that's so funny? Because I remember when the Jermaine Ortiz fight when they were bringing up his defense. I'm like, bro, defense doesn't score points, bro, at all. At all.
Roy Jones Jr., the most useless fact in boxing. Roy Jones Jr. won a round without throwing a punch.
Bro, you
sit
there, you could dodge and slick 35 punches, bro. You got to throw back, bro. Like
that should have been a 10-10 round then.
And watch the whole video, HLD. Like literally, he even brings up 10-10 rounds, even though it is.
What's the name of the guy that put us so I could look him up? Or what's the name of that interview or whatever?
It's not an interview. If you go to WBC University, you find
I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right here for you, HLD.
All right, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I found about this video and also learned from I had to take it from this guy because I believe he passed away or whatever. But like I told you, I paid $100 and I took a course on boxing judging just for my own reference and shit. Like,
yeah. The WBC does have that.
Yeah. When the first year came out, I took it, man, because I just wanted to I wanted to see what the judges saw, because everybody cries robbery and shit. Like the judges never get asked shit, so like I want to see what the judges see. That's how I found out about this video.
But it's really simple. The person who lands the most effective, hardest punches wins the round.
Do you see the private chat, HLD?
Let me see here.
Oh, I'm putting it in there right now. Right there. It's a master class guy teaching the kids how to score a fight. It's 21 minutes, I believe it is.
Cool.
So it's a very informative video, man. And I look at it like this. I'm glad he said you got to be fair to both fighters, because look, I look at it like this, bro. Like I think everyone is biased, and that's just my opinion. I feel like everyone is biased. Like now, how you handle your bias is up to you. Like bias simply means you like one thing over the other. So if you like a fighter more than the other, so what I do when I'm scoring a fight, and I said this the other day, I know when fights are close and there's multiple, like what they call it, swing rounds. So if there's a fighter that I like, right? What I do is I give him the first swing round, and the very next swing round I give it to the opponent. And that's what I do to keep it even when I'm scoring a fight, because I know that if I don't do that, I'll probably end up giving all the swing rounds to the dude that I'm going for. And then of course I'm going to see that he wins. So I try to even it out like that, you know, because there is a lot of fights where there's swing rounds, bro. It is what it is. There's sometimes there's rounds where it's really hard to call. What do you do? You know?
So then you go down the line of what it is, right? If it's the effective, hardest, clean punches, who's ever landing the hardest and cleanest ones, then you're gonna go down to ring generalship. Then you go down to a defense. You know what I mean? But those are complementary still to the number one rule. You know, that's the way I see it. They're complementary to the number one rule, the most hardest, effective, clean punches, and then who's the aggressor? Well, obviously in the Serrano, it was Amanda Serrano all night.
See,
whose punches were more effective?
I got a question for y'all. This is a good one. This is a good one. Now, this is going to come down to your preference. Let's say two fighters are fighting. You got a pressure fighter, like a person like David Benavidez, coming forward, mad punches, right? And then you have another person like, I'm going to use an example. Let's do like I'm not going to do like a Shakur or like a Dev. I'm going to do like a Keyshawn. He's moving, but he's firing back. Now, let's say they land both of the same amount of punches and their punches are kind of like they both wobbled each other, right? Now it'll come down to did you prefer the guy that was taking it to the guy, or bringing the fight to him, or did you like the other guy who was like ring generalship?
Well, that's the problem with that. That the aggressor always gets the upper hand.
See, sometimes I give it to the person that's utilizing the ring and
that's not
firing
using
back.
the rule. Am I mistaken the way I'm interpreting that? Because that's why I say the aggressor. For example, now that I believe De Los Santos beat Shakur.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like I actually thought De Los Santos did enough to win that fight. Like any way you want to score it, if you want to score by because a lot of people just score it like, okay, I think he won the fight. I think he won the majority of the fight. But judges don't have that luxury.
But listen, let me explain further so this way you can understand. Let's say the fight is, like I said, you got a pressure fighter, a guy that's coming forward, and you got a guy that's moving around the ring and firing back. Now they both land around the same amount of punches and they both get stunned. Like it's damn near even. You're saying you're going to give it to the guy who's coming forward. Me, I sometimes give it to the guy that was utilizing the ring because to me, that's harder to do. It's very easy. It's very easy.
You gotta make a miss.
Hold on. It's very easy for me to come forward and just start throwing punches, right? But for the other guy to be moving around, slipping in and out, and catching the dude, to me that's harder. It's showing more skill. I'm just saying, you could see how somebody could give the round to him. I'm telling you, if the round was damn near even, they both landed the same amount of punches. To me, that's where ring generalship comes in.
Running on your back foot all day is not ring generalship. I'm sorry.
I didn't say that. See, you're taking it as that. I said the guy's moving around the ring and he's firing back.
Okay, Jermaine Ortiz was kind of firing back.
I'm not. See, you keep putting Shakur and Devin.
Sandor Martin, he was running around.
I'm gonna give you an example. Let's do
versus Teal.
Let me see.
Is that there's fights of Shakur where he makes a person miss, but he motherfucking makes them pay. You see, and that's what, and I'm okay with that, making them pay.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Bivol is a prime example. I thought Bivol he fought that way versus Better Beef, where he was not only making them, but he was popping them up. I thought that fight. I think Bivol may have won it. I thought Bivol won it, in my opinion.
That's why, like, people that truly know how you're supposed to score a fight, like, you literally have to throw away everything that you think you know. Like, you literally got to, like you said, HLD, the primary category that'll win you around is clean, effective punching. Like, but like Shadowghost was saying, okay, you can determine in your head that, like, damn, these guys damn near landed the clean, effective at about even. Then you go to the second criteria. And if you find a more clear winner from the second criteria, you give that fight to that. You give that round to that fighter. You get what I'm saying?
That's
very nuanced. Like literally judging.
That is my
very
hold on, Poodle. That is my
Yes, sir.
point. Thank you so much, because that's the point I'm trying to make. Because certain people favor pressure fighters that come forward that are so-called the more aggressive, but there are other people that do like. And I'm not talking about running HOD. I know what you're saying. I'm talking about the dude that is firing back and moving around the ring, moving in and out, making the other guy miss. To me,
Like Bivol did against Better Beef.
yeah, I get. Okay, so let's just use.
I mean, that's the only example I can put in.
Okay, so let's use that for an example, and it's a round where they both landed the same amount of punches. You got Better Beef coming forward, and you got Bivol slipping in and out, landed punches. Like at that point, it's damn near even. Some people might favor Better Beef coming forward, being aggressive. Some people might favor, like me, I might favor Bivol, because to me, not only did he fire the same amount of punches and land the same amount of punches, but he was also moving and making the other guy miss. At that point, maybe defense comes into it a little bit. I don't know. I know you can't win a round off defense alone. I know you can't win a round off defense alone. I know that.
And defense is now included within ring generalship. Like defense is not its own category anymore.
No, ring generalship to me is moving around the ring, making a dude miss and firing back, utilizing the ring. Like a person that I think does that really good is Keyshawn Davis. Does that very well. He does that very well. And I think a lot of people underestimate that kid, bro.
If you look at Steve Weisfeld's all his scorecards, from what I've always seen, he always favors the aggressive fighter. He's one of those guys where you see like, what? He gave it to him 117 when he left. Like, what the hell? It's because he's consistent with giving it to the aggressive fighter. He always does that. I think he scored Teal's fight with the Jermaine Ortiz, and he scored it like that. Let me look at CompuBox numbers.
But the problem I had with and people thought I was saying it because I like Teal, bro. You like, y'all know I criticize the fuck out of Teal. I got no problem doing that, bro. If it's Jermaine Ortiz, that's not the same, because that dude was mainly moving and not throwing as much. You know what I mean? Like I can clearly see that he was not. That's not what I'm talking about.
And Shadow, and then also I wanted to tell you, before you even get to the other, what do they call them again? The four,
oh,
the three,
yeah,
four,
the criteria.
Criteria, yeah. Before you even get to the other criteria, they break down the punches that you land. They even break that down even more, and you're supposed to use that before you even like base your decision on that other criteria. Is it disruptive? Is it like literally like it's bruh, it's very easy. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't think like I think
for an example, like the body punches that Teal hit,
but it's so nuanced, bruh. So nuanced.
Like the body punches that Teal landed on Lomachenko, you could clearly see that they were effective compared to the body punches that Devin Haney landed on Loma, which didn't deter him for shit.
Well, look. This is his words. This is Steve White's. I've used this before, but this is his words, word for word. Let me just read this real quick. I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to highlight it. But clean punches, right? He says, clean punches. It may not be initially apparent, but there are various elements included with this phrase. First, there's number of punches. The boxer who lands more punches generally wins. However, harder punches count more than lighter punches. Then when he goes to the defense, he says, defense is important because it helps the boxer set up his offense. But most judges that I know and speak to do not give credit for defense alone, meaning you got to fire back. If a boxer throws 10 punches in a round but lands none of them, and boxer B lands 0 and throws 0, that's an even round. So basically, if the other guy threw absolutely no punches and you threw 10 and you missed all 10, that is an even round. Some people might give it to the guy that threw punches, but he didn't land any. So that's what he's saying. Then there is effective aggression, right? This is the person who is the aggressor. This is what you guys are talking about. Who is bringing the fight to the person? Is he landing? Is he coming forward? Is he doing both? Ring generalship. This is the one that I prefer. This is the term where the boxer generally is controlling the action, putting himself into land clean punches, employing a strategy, making his opponent miss. And sometimes, however, the boxer is forced to fight. Okay, sometimes, however, the boxer is forced to fight his opponent's fight and comes out on top. And then, of course, you got the 10-must scoring system. So basically, ring generalship is making the guy miss, still firing back, utilizing in the ring, and then of course effective
But
aggression.
you see how you yourself went biased and said this is the one I prefer.
Yeah, I said that. I'm telling you that.
Right, and it's not supposed to be that way.
Hey,
I
Shadow, go back
understand
to
that.
that video and go to minute 6:16 and like
Hey,
literally quickly he breaks it down.
Okay, but see, I'm honest, HOD. What you want me to lie to you? Like you want me?
No, but I'm just saying that has to be
Be
eliminated.
real honest, bro. It's just dope.
I'm just telling you, I prefer, because to me it's harder to do that. It's harder for me to move around the ring, make you miss, and fire back and land on you than for you to just be coming forward throwing mad punches. That's just how I look at it. But then again, you're right. I shouldn't look at it like that because that doesn't, because I am being biased. I am.
If you want to throw that in like in the days of El Raval Benitez, where these guys were fighting in the pocket, make you miss but still make you pay. You know what I mean? That type of shit, I get it. But these running around shit that like Sky Nicholson does, or Shakur, no, get these guys out, or Hitchinson, no, bro, get this shit out of here. Get this shit out of here.
Where do you want me to go, Pluto? To what part?
6:16.
6:16. It's like the same question, but just let it play a little bit. He's gonna break it down real quick.
Okay, 6:15.
Yeah, 6:15, and then just let it play.
Okay, because I got to take a piss anyway. So here, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me share the screen.
I've done this since I've been on the YTBC on 3 different channels, bro.
Here we go.
That's good, though, man.
Nobody ever listens anyway.
Very good. In order to win the round, what must a fighter do? He must land more scoring punches. He must show effective aggression. He must show ring gentlemanship, which we interpret as control. If a fighter blocks all of his opponent's punches and never hits his opponent, can he win the round? He cannot. Let's talk about scoring punches. In the amateurs, they have done a good job in putting the white on the gloves. And when a fighter is struck with the white portion of the glove, they call it a clean punch. On the professional judging, we look at what we call the effect of the punch. And what I mean by effect of the punch is if a fighter is cut and there's blood, that is not what I'm saying is the effect. The effect of the punch would be determined by how his opponent would respond to it. And it's your judgment to determine the effect of the punches. So let's go to another area which we call effective aggression. Effective aggression is misunderstood. Many people feel that effective aggression is the fighter moving forward. It does not matter if a fighter is moving forward or backwards on effective aggression. It does not matter the direction he's going. And let me explain that. A fighter could be moving backwards and his opponent is throwing many punches at him. And the fighter that's moving backwards is able to throw a counter punch quickly. And therefore he's aggressive, that every time his opponent throws a punch, he's aggressively throwing another one. So please do not confuse the direction of the fighter's moving as effective aggression.
So that's me confusing effective ring generalship with effective aggression then.
Facts. And I knew that shit since a kid, since I was a kid.
Yeah, so basically if a person is slipping punches and landing the more effective punches, that is actually the effective aggression because he's controlling the fight. So then what would be ring generalship? What did he say that was?
Let it play. It's the next one.
It matters not.
I can hear about it.
Effective aggression fighter is one that's ready to fight. He wants to quickly counter everything the other guy's doing. Now, if he's moving forward and landing punches and controlling things, that's effective. Let's talk about ring generalship. What is ring generalship? Is the fighter is controlling the ring. He's controlling where his opponent goes. He's controlling him in a position to be able to strike him. He's able to move and have his opponent miss punches. He's able to move.
Hold on. HOD, you got you are you listening to it? There's an echo.
He's controlling everything in the ring with his skills. Therefore, rather
So
than
hold on. So just real quick, I still have the definition of ring generalship correct. The only thing that I got confused was you don't necessarily, with effective aggression, you could be going backwards. That's the only thing I got differently, but technically I'm still correct, Pudo. So don't be trying to make it seem like I don't know what the fuck I'm
No,
talking
what you got wrong is the priority. The priority you giving ring generalship over effective aggression.
Yo, hey, brother, damn, you yelling as hell, HOD. Damn, brother.
You get why you get why the scale is the way it is, right? Like
Yes.
literally, like ring generalship sometimes doesn't have to do
Hold
at all with.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay,
Hold
go
on.
ahead, brother.
I think that's me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying that like ring generalship sometimes could have nothing to do with throwing punches. It's just literally you controlling where the fight is fought at. And then you go up one layer, effective aggression. That is actually landing punches. You could be landing punches going backwards. You could be landing punches going forwards. You get what I'm saying? But then
Right.
you get
But
to the top one.
he also said controlling the ring is also able to slip punches and fire back, which is
No, he added that to the effective aggression. He didn't add that to the ring generalship.
You sure? Let me go back.
Yeah, go back. I could be mistaken. I seen this shit a long time. It muddles up, but at the end of the day, it's supposed to.
I just heard him say, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's controlling where his opponent goes. Let's talk about ring generalship. What is ring generalship? Is the fighter is controlling the ring. He's controlling where his opponent goes. He's controlling him in a position to be able to strike him. He's able to move and have his opponent miss punches.
So see what
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. So the only thing I got confused was effective aggression. When I think of effective aggression, I think of like like Julio Cesar Chavez just marching forward, throwing a bunch of punches and stuff like that. But you can actually be the effective aggressor, moving forward or backwards. But then that would mean that you're winning the round. See, when I explained what I was saying sort of like the Bivol a better beef, like what HLD was saying, where the round is damn near even. You understand what I'm saying? Where it's like they both.
I understand exactly what you're saying, bro.
So that's where I'm asking you is like, because you're telling me that there's an order that I go down. Well, I'm trying to tell you, if you got Bivol that is controlling the ring, going side to side, slipping punches, landing punches, and you got Better Beef, who is being clearly more of the aggressor and landing punches, and they land both, and it's a damn near a swing round. What are you saying that I should do? Like, what am I doing now? Because
you have to determine a winner. You have to give one of these guys 10 points. You got to give one of them 9 points. At the end of the day, that's where the nuance when it comes to boxing judging comes in, and also like literally the levels of punches, like which one was more effective, was it more damaging? Like perfect example of the example that you brought up, Bivol and Better Beef. Bivol rocked Better Beef that at one point in that round, I believe it was the fourth or the fifth. But then instead of like you could tell Bivol got shook or hurt, whatever you want to call it, instead of like Better Beef like retreating, trying to use movement to try to not to get damaged more, he fought back and he turned the tables on him. And from that point forward,
that was the round where
like Better Beef was fucking him up, and that's why
Bivol
he won that round. Yeah.
Bivol got rocked. Yeah, he got rocked.
Yeah,
I know
but the punch stats that the judges don't have and don't ever see, by the way, until after the fight, obviously, literally we're even. Like that fucking round was damn near even. But to me, it was a clear Better Beef round.
Yeah, what he did or won that round.
Okay,
what he did.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people, if you don't know, you know.
Round 8, I think it was.
Let me. So basically, but hold on. So when you ever see a round, where like the beginning of the round, the dude gets dropped, and then he's getting his ass whooped, and then somewhere in the middle of the round, he catches the other dude and then rocks him and drops him. So then, like a lot of people would probably give the round to the dude that was winning the second half of the round because that's what they remember. Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. And like I said, like I've never talked to a judge other than the ones that teach this course. Like, yeah, I could see how they could determine the round by what they saw at the end. No, that's because these are human. These people are human. At the end of the day, bro, that's plausible. It's entirely plausible.
Because I've done that before. I've done that where I've seen like a fighter winning the beginning of the round and then another fighter rallies at the second half, and I give it to the dude with the second half because that's the last thing I remember. Like he ended out on top when the bell rang, but that doesn't mean that I neglect what the other dude did at the beginning.
No, trust me, I understand.
The critical thinking comes into play because how badly was he hurt when he got dropped? Let's say both fighters got dropped. Well, who got hurt the most? Was one a flash knockdown? Was the other guy recovered?
I'll give you an example. You remember when Abdullah Mason got dropped twice in that round?
Mm-hmm.
Who y'all gave that round to?
Oh no, obviously it was the other guy. And that one.
The other guy, right? Okay.
Yeah, the other guy.
I could see people giving it to Abdullah Mason because because he caught him with that uppercut and the dude got up and was limping, but that doesn't but he still knocked Abdullah down again.
Twice, yeah.
Twice.
Which is 2 points.
No, it's an automatic deduction every time you get dropped.
Automatic deduction, 2 points. That literally the judges do not dock themselves. Like literally, like they write it down, they write it onto their paper that those 2 knockdowns, and at the end, the supervisor, as you can see all that white out, they're supposed to tally it up. You know what I'm saying?
So
and even that whiteout paper is not the official scorecard because each judge has his own little scorecard, which is collected, I think, by the referee in each round.
Referee, yeah. Well, I don't know, Shadow Ghost. Have you ever seen the referee go to each little corner where the judge is at and he collects a little piece of paper?
Pudo, I'm gonna tell you this right now. That this Serrano one got a lot of whiteout on here.
Nah, bro. And this is the thing about like how they use CompuBox. Showing the scorecards to the fans, especially how fans like literally don't give a fuck about y'all actually want to know what the fuck's going on here. Like they use this to confuse those type of fans where they don't give a fuck. They want to believe that this and this happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because when me and HOD was looking at these scorecards, if you look at where a lot of the white out is at, you could see like clearly where there was a 10 and then they put out and made it a 9. And then when we added it all up, it was like almost like to make each judge come out with 95. That's what it looks like because when you add it up, that's what it looks like.
CompuBox is only supposed to be used as a complementary to what you already had thought. You know what I mean?
The fan only. The refs do not get those numbers.
Right.
Yeah. And the refs don't get what we got. What we have, which is so beautiful. All the angles that the cameras give us.
And they should be
in a position that they cannot move.
And which is bullshit. I think the WBC has they need to be in a booth.
Yeah, a booth. Yeah, bro. But that's the thing, though. It's like you guys were like the conspiracy comes in. Like, bro, they do these things for a reason, bro.
Oh, of course.
To have it in their back pocket, HOD.
Why does Major League Baseball?
It's like it's fucked up, but
why does Major League Baseball still don't have instant replay and strike zone when we got the camera right there to tell you if the ball was outside or not? You know what I mean?
Boxing has instant replay HLD. They don't use it every fight.
They don't, and that's the thing is so they can control the narrative.
Yeah, man. But that's boxing. That's boxing forever, bro. Like the history of boxing that I know is since 1931 because of my pops. Like he told me about like back in the day it was bad. Told me about the fighters that like big fighters were like legends, to through fights, fucking whatever, It's like because like back in those days, and that's what I was saying about the ghosts of the past of the corruption of boxing. It's never gonna go away because it's like they ain't gonna let it. They don't want you to forget. They want you to always question it, just a little bit.
Hey, HOD, who you got? Who I already know the answer, but somebody wants me to ask you. Who you think won the Serrano and Katie Taylor fight?
1 or 2.
I believe it's 2.
Both of them for Serrano.
Yeah, I figured that. Now the first one, bro, was really close though.
I was convinced that Serrano won it. Like I was just convinced he won it.
And I don't like women's boxing, but the first one was really, really good. Like literally, like I was entertained because like I didn't think it was just 2 bitches trying to fucking like knock each other's block off. Like to me, I was like, oh, okay, this is actual boxing. I was entertained.
Yeah.
But the second one, not so much after the headbutt. And also noticed that like Katie Taylor, she's fucking overhyped and overrated, bro. That bitch cannot box. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? I don't think, you know, to her credit, and I can't prove this. I'm telling you what I think. I don't think that. Okay, I think when a fighter is fighting, sometimes they might do dirty shit, but they don't really mean to do it. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's like they're so engaged in the fight and they're upset. There's a lot of emotions where like a motherfucker might like hit you low, but like really in reality, he's not trying to hit you low. Like I just think like almost like I don't know how to say it.
Man, she was using her head as a weapon, bro.
I don't think like no.
I don't want to hear it.
No. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I was about to say I agree with you there. I'm not saying on that. You're talking about the one where she was ramming her head forward. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play that too because you sent that.
Yeah, I got a good video that I put out.
I just don't think everything that she did dirty. Maybe she didn't.
The first headbutt may have been incidental, but after that, it was all game.
Let me see.
All I'm saying is she cannot box because the most notorious headbutter of all time is Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. And that guy was well schooled and could fucking box. So to me, the dirtiness, like literally, there's a fighter in boxing that is one of the most respected, you know, of all time. That's like dirty as fuck, and his name is Bernard Hopkins. But he could box. You know, he learned old school ways, and you know, like he was very dirty. Like
I sent you a video.
His contemporaries, he was very dirty.
Slow motion showing how Katie Taylor is just literally using her head to block.
Here it is, right here.
The counter coming from Amanda.
I'm talking about her footwork. I'm talking about her punch placement. I'm talking about how she throws her punch.
Oh, you got the left. You saw she threw the left and she hit Amanda on the shoulder. Amanda's about to counter with her left. And look what she does. Leads with her head right in.
Yeah, that's clear as day. Because her punch, wait, I'm gonna play it. Her punch, after she throws it, her punch is already done. So there's no reason for your head to be going forward like that.
And she was not throwing another punch like, oh, I'm gonna punch you. That's what she let in. No, she let it in because she knows that what Amanda's gonna do is now counter with the overhand left. So she just comes right in, and look how Amanda's punch misses.
And then she counters, bro. She laid her hand on her fucking tit.
Yo, there's another one too. The one that showed me. HOD, send me the one where she's like this. She's literally ramming her head forward into her head, like she's literally like that. There was what the 10-second clip where it like.
Wait, I'm looking for it. You can play the other one that I sent you, showing that she didn't look like in the first one. I could see that she thought she won because it was a closer fight. I thought it was a little bit closer, maybe compared to this one.
Hold on.
And you can see her expression in 22 and now, bro. The only one that was celebrating that win was oh, here it is. Let me send it the other one.
Yeah, send it to me real quick.
And the only reason that like literally was that close, bruh, is that, and I hate to use this phrase because I hate it because it's associated with Mexican boxing. Her rock'em style. How do you say that shit?
Rock'em
sock'em.
No, her rock'em sock'em style of boxing was extremely effective in that first fight for whatever reason. But Amanda Serrano still was fucking her up.
And Amanda's the one coming up 3 weight classes.
Well, I will say this, Amanda. Like I feel like Amanda. I feel like, you know, it's okay to block sometimes, sweetie. Like, you know what I mean? But she's got so much heart. She's trying to answer back, but she could be. I think that she could like be blocking. I feel like if she blocked some of those punches, it would have helped her out in the long run. Because I feel like sometimes she was willing to eat 2 so she could throw 3 or 4, which is, I get it. You know, it's a warrior, but it's like you could have blocked that. You know what I mean? But it's like, but not all of them. I'm just saying.
Look, there's a reason why she was wearing Jordans, man, and not boxing shoes. Because she wants to go in there and lay it on you. And with them Jordans, she's able to be right on it.
Here it is right here. This is the one. This is crazy, bro. There's absolutely no reason for this right here.
Yeah, it is. It's to make the cut bigger.
She's literally she's pushing her head forward, and is she cut at that moment?
That's when the ref took a point away.
Oh, that's okay. That's when he took the point away. Yeah, see, that's crazy, bro. That's
they even have a name for that, Shadow. I just don't remember what they call
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I was gonna tell you guys. I'm sure you guys have been in a fight. Doesn't matter if it's a boxing match or on the street. When you square up with a dude, and you know you're better than him in fighting or whatever, you just know you're gonna beat the shit out of him. Sometimes you get just so overzealous that literally, like, you get what I'm saying? Like how you're saying, like maybe block sometimes, maybe that. Trust me, she sees Katie, she sees her as food, and she gets she gets a bit like, you get what I'm trying to say? She gets a bit like, oh, I'm gonna fuck her up. And sometimes, you know, you can, you know.
Amanda's never been rocked, bro. She's like, you know what I mean? So she's not intimidated.
She almost dropped Katie the first round.
Yeah, give me 20 more seconds and the fight would have been over.
I thought Katie was gonna quit, bro. She a tough ass.
Bro, look at her eyes, bro. I don't know, bro. I thought I watched the Devin Haney fight like a million times, so I can make sure I'm not crazy with the scoring, because I think we all saw that fight. Like I watched this Amanda Serrano fight like, I don't know, maybe 20 times already and shit. And just looking at this girl's expression in her face, she looks spooked as fuck. Spooked.
Nobody likes
That's
to
the way
lose.
I saw it.
Nobody likes to lose, bro.
Hey, listen, I gotta shut this down, bro.
All good, man.
It's almost like 2:30, bro. I gotta. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all for coming out here as usual, and I'll probably go on again. I'm not sure when, but whenever I do, you guys are more than welcome to swing by, like always, bro.
Blanco, hey, that link that you put in the chat, is that for Puro's channel? Or is that for the videos?
The link that's the one that Puro, the one that we were watching with the guy scoring the fight.
Yeah, I did a community post first, HOD. Then I dropped the channel video.
What you ended, Puro? Your name Puro or what?
No,
my channel is Puro. It's actually, I have it right here. Puro Sur CCD PFM.
Yeah, just go to his channel too. It's on there, and it's on the link that I put right here. All right.
Puro Sur CDM
CCD PFM. And not to brag, but if you go to Un Round Mas, you know, Marco Barrera's and Morales' channel, my name is up there, bruh.
There you go.
As one of the Patreon members or whatever the fuck membership. I have a membership with these dudes.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, bro.
All right, then, Shadow. Peace.
Hey, Shadow, man. Thank you for having us on, bro. Lee Oswald was not the killer of John F. Kennedy. And that will
Neither was the guy that killed MLK. I wanted to bring that up as well. I don't know if you guys knew
bro,
that.
Man. One day we gotta have a day of that.
I don't know if you guys knew that.
What's that?
I don't know if you guys knew that the family of Martin Luther King Jr. actually apologized to the dude they sent to jail when they found out that he didn't.
Well, they won a civil lawsuit against the government.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have
I was
a
crazy
live
when I found it out. That blew my mind, bro.
You know what? Soon I'm gonna have a live where we're gonna talk about all that one night or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta have them, bro. It's gonna be good, man. JFK and then whatever else. All right, man. Hablamos, mi gente. Peace out.
Take care, man.
Peace.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It's been a long one. Y'all have a great morning now. See y'all next time.